Hello, everybody. Welcome to High Rollers D&D show. We're back. Welcome, everybody. We are here to play some D&D. I'm your Dungeon Master, Mark Sherlock Holmes, and I'm joined by my friends as always.
Friends!
We got Rhiannon, we got Twat, we got Quim.
Don't bring that back. Don't ever bring that back.
We got Kim. We have Katie.
Hello.
There we go.
Hi.
Let's put a little spin on it. Hey, everybody, welcome. We got a lovely D&D show for you today. Not any real announcements or anything like that to talk about.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Yeah. This is our first one back, isn't it?
It is.
This is the first one back of 2023.
2024. 3.
I
don't know where it is.
There yet, Thomas. Thanks for joining us. I think we did a little cheeky Gundam building stream.
That was fun.
Just before it was fun. That's our last stream of the year. That was a good.
All
time.
since been buying Gundams.
Yeah, well, yeah. There's definitely a new hobby has been stoked in the High Rollers crew.
I know what you mean, Mark.
Yeah. Spent way too much money on them already. But no, it was really fun. And we're now back for the rest of the year, moving forward to wrap up Aerois, our current campaign, and then maybe at some point in the future, not January and not February, start campaign 3.
Yeah.
And not March, just no date.
March,
No
maybe.
date.
Maybe March.
No date.
Well,
Don't
no.
give a date.
We don't know.
I like giving
Don't give a
dates.
date.
Gives me a deadline.
I don't like it.
I like deadlines. But yes, so that's it. We are gonna no other announcements unless there's anything.
No.
No.
Stay tuned for these streams because very soon we're going to have a brand new fucking table.
Well, fingers crossed. Yeah, again, fingers crossed. Hopefully, we can show all that off.
Let's
Not
just
that you
not
guys
give
will be able to see
dates.
it. Not that you guys-
It will look cool. It will look
It
cool.
will look good. Yeah, it will look great. But
Slight black bottom bit.
There's more. There's more. It will be.
Yeah.
Different colour.
It also illuminates
It'll
everyone's
improve
faces.
The Mac
it will
camera.
reflect
for
all
sure.
the light. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
have to figure that out. Yeah.
No, I mean.
Anyway, it will be good.
It does amazing things.
It'll be amazing things. But yeah, that's it. We are going to jump into the Dun-Duns, I guess, and then crack on with today's episode.
Woo, it's going to
It's
be
a big one.
Is it?
Welcome back to Aerois. Racing to the center of Vortensar to stop Harmony and Shansara's plans, our heroes engaged in a frantic battle amidst an epic concert. Desperate to stop Quill's vision of the city's destruction, the party did their best to prevent the activation of the teleport devices hidden throughout the city, even going as far to use Lucius's wish spell to rewind time to buy them a second chance. But sadly, Shansara was still able to activate it. As the statues of the city began to power up with elemental magic, it became apparent that something wasn't right. And when the air statue of Kari exploded, the entire system went haywire. Temporarily, the group aligned with their enemies and teleported to the location of the device and tried to control the powerful magic at work. But sadly, despite their best efforts, they couldn't overcome the sheer power of elemental forces at work. As Nova, Tiangong, Shansara, and Harmony all vanished into the magical maelstrom, the rest of the party were forced to flee. The out-of-control power suddenly vanished as the remaining champions and the Stormchaser returned to Vortensar and sought out the ruins of the air statue to find Nova, but they could find only broken remnants, and using the Eye of the Storm, Quill saw her soul returned to astral space, gone. And that is literally where we pick fresh up.
Should I be here right
You
now?
can be here for now, yeah.
Shall I just
but you
go?
have to just sit there and be quiet.
Yeah, I got
Get out of here.
I've
just
already moved
gonna-
on.
Just gonna browse Reddit.
Yeah, sure.
You can try and ruin the somber mood. You can try. The city of Vortenstar is mostly saved. The air district has suffered pretty extensive damage thanks to the collapsing statue. There are several other parts of the city that have suffered damage from the out-of-control magic as well. But the city is in that sort of state of shock initially. And when the Stormchaser flew in, you were unopposed. You landed, you've been pouring through the rubble trying to find remnants, and I believe that they're very broken and they are clearly unsalvageable, almost crumbling in your hands, the eclipsed twin mood blades, this artifact of Kalara, the only thing that even remotely survived and will never be able to be repaired or function again. You find no bodies, you find no sign. Quill, having dispensed the information of the vision, you stand there amidst the rubble of this terrible, terrible thing.
So the twin blades, they are literally crumbling away right now.
Yeah, they are broken. They are gone.
Okay, because I was gonna try and preserve them in some way, or
No, they are. You can see that the only reason they are even in the state they are in now is because of the sheer power of the artifact form of their nature. But this maelstrom, whatever Nova and Tiangong, Harmony and Shensara were in, was so powerful it has, it has destroyed this artifact, and it has created a huge, extensive damage to the city as well. It isn't long before the Stormchaser crew do sort of come running to report to you and say, Aerois would say, Captain, I know that this is a grave, grave scenario, but we've seen some of these Valkyrian forces that are still in the city. There are also the city guards. They are now surging through, and it is causing quite a storm. I'm not sure if we should stay here. I don't know.
Lucius just kind of shakes himself out of a 1,000-yard stare, and yes, you're right. We should go as soon as possible. It doesn't matter where. Just take us away.
Sure. Yeah, Aerois like, okay, we'll start getting everyone on board. And they start kind of pulling people up, kind of getting the crew ready to leave. You guys obviously, they give you as much time as you need, but they are, the ship is making themselves ready. At some point, Quill, you would receive a sending spell. It's a Ganassi voice, one you don't recognize, but they basically are on behalf of Norfear. They contact you to say that Norfear, Tornado, and a few others managed to survive the efforts that they were going for, but are clearly aware that something, as far as they're aware, it is a victory. Even though something went wrong, the city is still here, it's still safe, but they are making their way out of Vornsar and heading out of the city, because right now the city is blaming the Seekers and you guys for this event. And the Seekers, they're gathering everyone up and they are leaving Vornsar, heading north to try and get somewhere safe.
A victory. Thank you. Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, if we were all just on the ship, just fleeing the city.
Well, right now I'm assuming the ship is getting ready. I'm assuming you guys are still down by the rubble, because I wanted to check about 8th century and everyone else, make sure that everyone else had something, if there was anything you guys wanted to do. But yeah, once you're ready, just say the word and the ship will take you out of here.
I think Sentry would be just trying to help people and just being busy.
Yeah, there's definitely injured around here, and you're pulling people free of collapsed buildings and rubble and stuff, and in their sort of shock and the situation, they don't really care who you are. You can probably spend, I'd say maybe sort of have you got any lay on hands left?
Let's see, I might have used it all. I've got 20 points of lay on hands left.
Okay, so I'd say if you use up the remaining of that 20 points of lay on hands, or if you want to spend some first level spells, you can kind of heal the people who are on death's door.
Yeah,
you can help
use
save a few
everything I've
citizens.
Got. She'll just be doing everything she can.
You pull a few citizens free, you kind of give them to their families who are waiting nearby, or trying to pull them out and help them. Busying yourself with doing what you can.
Just try not to think,
Yeah, and the efforts are not rebuked, but there is clearly, as you begin to pull people free and as people are kind of overcoming the shock, there is this sort of look towards your group, and in horror, but also, knowing that they are powerless against you, you start seeing the looks of blame and sort of...
That hurts Sentry a lot.
Yeah. Sort of, nobody says anything, but it's not hard to tell that everyone's looking in sort of your direction, the direction of the ship, of they did this.
Yeah, she just can't look them in the eyes. She's just Yeah.
like walks away, kind of thing. Once you've helped them and stuff, and it's not immediate, right? It's like once you've pulled them free and people overcome the shock, they start looking and they begin backing away, and like you recognize it.
Yeah.
It's not. What is Ayla doing?
Probably still looking for any
Sign.
sign, anything of Nova's at all.
Yeah, I think like Ayla, like you like literally pulling up rocks and like throwing them to the side, like digging through the ground, almost like hands covered in like
Yeah.
marks and cuts and bruises as you're like pulling stuff up. You get to the point where like you're feeling on the edge of exhaustion and like your muscles are aching and tired, and there's just nothing. There's just nothing here. Nothing of any of them. Harmony, Shansara, Tiangong, nothing.
Ayla's not upset looking at the people that are clearly blaming. In the opposite of Sentry, she's angry at them because Nova tried
Yeah.
to save them and they didn't listen to her.
Yeah.
And it's because of that she's not here.
Yeah.
And so Ayla's not upset by that. She's just going to be really angry and she's going to walk
They
away.
recoil. As soon as they see your look of anger, like they recoil and run as if like
She's not going to like
No.
go towards them or anything.
But like when
she's
you
gonna,
like if you look at them, they like immediately are like pulling themselves away and like running for cover almost, like scared people who just don't really understand what's happened.
and she'll probably just start leaving towards the ship, but like lightning crackling in her like clenched fists. Like she's not going to do anything, but she's
Yeah.
just so
Repressing the rage right now.
yeah.
Yeah, cool. And then Quill and Lucius, I guess Lucius, you're like making your way back to the ship and sort of helping get it ready, or are you sort of taking a moment?
It's kind of like definitely out of sorts, kind of just drifting through the motions at the moment, just looking around and not really getting stuck into anything like seeing Sentry help, seeing Ayla trying
kind
to
of
dig up.
watching it.
Just kind of like, it's almost like a flashbang went off and he's got the ringing in his ears of like just trying to absorb everything that's going on at the moment. But then he looks to Quill, kind of it all kind of settling in. There's something we can do.
I was thinking that. I think this entire time, if he was phased out completely, I've been suggesting like, I know you used wish before. We can resurrect, but I mean the blades they're crumbling away. I don't think we can use those. I could wait until the Eye of the Storm comes back, and maybe I can get some answers that way.
Tell me, there's something we can do.
I'm thinking as hard as I can.
That's all we need right now, is hope.
Okay, before we get to hope, Lucius, was this our fault?
Let's not get to that until we're on the ship.
Okay.
We're not in the right circumstance right now to debrief. Let's get on the ship.
Yeah. As you guys, finish that conversation, begin making your way, you begin seeing in the distance one of these Valkyrian, that remaining transport ship that you didn't steal, like making its way in this direction, and you begin to hear sort of like cries and shouts. And Aerois like, quickly now, we need to leave, like kind of like calling out, like, these people don't look like they're here to talk, like they look angry. And you begin to see like a few of like, in the distance kind of like, things happening. You board the ship, you board the Stormchaser, and Aerois pulls it away. The Stormchaser, much more adapted to Aerois' environment, is much quicker than these Valkyrian transports, and you can leave unless you want to engage them, unless you want to be like, no, fucking let's take these guys down. But Aerois is like, I'm happy to just get us out of here, head north. They can't keep up. They can't keep up with the Stormchaser.
There's a moment where Lucius is like, I should address the crowd, but he thinks it's going to be futile and everyone's at like peak emotions, and this is something we're going to have to come back to when things have settled somewhat. Diplomacy can come later, but at least they're alive.
Sure. All right. Stormchaser heads north. We can jump ahead a little bit. Like it takes you maybe like you spend a couple of hours traveling, getting away from Vortensar, and the Valkyrians don't pursue. They focus on what's happening in the city. You guys make your way north, and through a combination of sending spells sent to Quill by Agnassi, who's working with the Seekers, you can probably rendezvous with Norfear and arrange a place to meet with them. It'll take them a little bit longer. They're traveling by foot, so they'll reach you within a day. But you could basically, the Stormchaser settles down, it finds somewhere to, a big open field and, somewhere to kind of like moor and anchor itself down. And Aerois like, the crew and I can keep things running here. I suspect you all need some time to think and talk and settle things down. We'll be nearby if you need us. And if there's anything, if you need to go anywhere, if there's something we can do, if there's a place we can go to bring her back, we go as soon as we're ready.
It's the first thing we're going to do.
All right.
We're just going to decide how.
All right. Well, we'll leave you to it. She'll kind of like say like, I'll be on the deck. I'll have Howard and Greylano will be outside if you need them, and everyone will be around if you need us.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Tornado and Norfear are coming here. Quill, do you tell them via sending what has happened? I don't want to like necessarily do the full 25 words. Like, you guys have got enough spell slots that you can exchange a few messages back and forth.
2 words.
No, yeah.
She did.
She did, yeah.
I mean, do you tell them?
I mean, I kind of have to. Like, I feel like they, through all their messages, are going to be asking, like, what happened? How did you do it? Blah, blah, blah.
Well, I think they don't necessarily, like, because the sending is not as, unlimited as that.
Sure.
It's basically a case of, like, Norfear's message would be like, is everyone okay? Have you gotten out of the city? People, and they basically say that, like, in terms of, like, and Tornado probably, one of Tornado's messages is basically on the lines of, like, yep, the Seekers and you may be hated, but the city is safe. That's what we wanted. That's what's important. I don't care if they hate me. I don't care if they hate us. What matters is they're safe. Bro.
Got a bro in there.
There's a bro in there.
Bro.
But that's like, you kind of get those messages, and then, do you, in your response, tell them?
I mean, I don't think I have it in me to tell Tornado, but if Norfear is asking, is everyone okay?
Yeah.
Then, I mean, obviously the answer is no. Then I'll tell Norfear.
So you want to say that Nova is dead? Like, Nova is gone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just get a very short communication back, which is like, we will get to you as soon as we can.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, you guys gather together in the captain's quarters in the Stormchaser in the meeting room.
Yeah, Lucius would have called everyone to be like, come to,
Yeah.
or send a message around to everybody.
Yeah, it's not hard.
And yeah, he's just solemn as everyone comes in, I guess. Just head in his hands and the captain's hat on the floor. What do we do, everyone? How's everyone holding up?
Oh, we need to clean. There's a cobweb up in the corner there, and there's scratches over there that need to be polished out, I think, over there. There's crumbs on carpet down there that needs sorting out, so we'll have to do that.
Sentry.
I think there's wolf hair
Sentry.
over there.
That will all get done. It's
No,
time.
we need to do it now, Lucius. It needs to be done now.
I understand, but I think it's important to take stock of what's going on and process it together. We're all here.
I can't feel those feelings again, Lucius.
Well, saying that, we don't have to. I don't want to. I don't want to lose anyone else. And I refuse to. It's stubborn, it's selfish. But she gave too much. And she's now hated. I think she deserves to see all of us through to the end, the real end. That was not her time.
Although you did see how she spoke with Tiangong at the end.
Again, it's her choice. If we have any way of getting her back, I at least want to speak and ask her. First, I think she took the noble act that was the only option available at the time, and she put everyone else instead of herself. Of course. But there's so much more we need her for. We need her. We can't do this without her.
Oh, she's really gone, isn't she?
I refuse to believe it, Sentry. She may be gone now, but look at us. Look how far we've come. The powers that we have together combined, is there not one way?
Well, ordinarily we could try what we did with Sentry, and what I imagine you did with me is we could try and speak, but
We don't
I
have...
carried your body across Aerois, both of you. And then Ayla will reach into her pocket and pull out just the crumbled bits of the blades and just pour them on the table. Can't carry Nova. How do we do it?
I just don't want to make the wrong choice. I don't want to. I'm scared that she is at peace and is happy with the actions she's taken, and she, unlike you, thinks this was her time. I don't want to pull her back to this mess and this madness for her to hate us for it.
It's her decision, but I disagree with you.
Okay.
I don't think this is her time. And I think she knows that. And I think she wants to face Hadar.
Quill, as you kind of say these fears and you speak to Lucius and you hear Lucius's words, you do remember that when you were gone, it was a choice. You heard your friends calling to you, offering you a path back to Aerois, but it was your choice to take it.
Right, okay.
It is not enforced. A soul cannot be forced back to this world. Not without, evil necromancy. But that was not what happened with you. Yours was a choice.
Have we technically leveled up yet?
Yes.
Okay.
If you'd like, I can. If you like, as this conversation is taking past and Ayla pours the scattered remains, and you see Sentry just heartbroken, and Lucius with this determination to bring Nova back.
Ayla probably wouldn't have cried.
No,
That's
it's fine.
Katie.
Yeah. We can disseminate those two.
You missed the last episode.
Yeah. It's
Just been thinking about it all over the holidays. It's fine.
Will,
Me both.
you do feel a presence, a divine presence, a voice, a woman's voice, a motherly voice. Not necessarily words, you wouldn't hear words, but almost intent, you feel it. And as Lucius says the words like, there must be a way, it's like, it's possible. You know that you can call on divine magic to make this happen, even without a body. You have gone beyond the limits of the other priests and the other believers here on Aerois. Your connection to Hesper and now Siaska is stronger than pretty much anybody else's. But you do know that it has requirements, as you know with the spell. And just as a point, there is a physical item you require. That item must have, it isn't just like something that can be conjured or created. Like, it is a very specific thing. Something like the wish spell, even though technically it has the same value, it can't create that object. Not for this purpose.
Okay.
It could create a similar object to sell to somebody. We are talking about the diamond requirement of the spell, but the wish spell, because it needs to be a natural gemstone used for this purpose.
Sure.
Just
a non-magical.
Yes.
Yeah.
It cannot be created by magic.
But I'm just imagining, like, the extent of the spells that we, I guess, all now have access to. These are, like, legendary, unspoken, kind of,
This
like,
is a magic
beyond...
that nobody else on Aerois possesses. There are maybe a couple of individuals that can cast 9th level spells, but they are very rare and exceptional. You are at the pinnacle of magical power.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty awesome.
Like, even though it's in my spell list, I don't know it's a thing. Like,
But that's what I'm saying is, as you're having this conversation, you feel Siaska's presence basically telling you can. And telling you that this is something you can do, imparting the knowledge of what is required.
My buddy son, you've dinged.
thou art dinger.
Wax on your ding.
GZ. I mean, yeah, I'll happily, in order to learn about this spell that I know about, I'm happy to like legend lore it, like with the Wayfinder's Guide, like
makes sense, yeah.
pass through the book, try and discover.
Yeah, so Quill, you open the book and you're like, is there, tell me about this power that I have, or tell me what I can do to bring this back, right? Like that's part of the spell is you name this thing. Yeah. And the rest of you watch as the Wayfinder's Guide and flips and you begin to see images created. And you see it's a simple thing. It's a simple tale. It tells of priests and believers and people that have acquired great magical power. There is a legend and stories of them bringing back loved ones, even when those loved ones don't have a physical form, to call their soul back from the astral sea, from the great beyond, whatever it is that souls go to up there, and it forges them a new body. But it requires immense, powerful magic. It is a magic known to a very rare few, but the body is formed out of a incredible jewel, a diamond, large, perfectly cut, resplendent, almost glittering with starlight, a gem of incredible rarity. And you see that sort of presented in the book. I believe that's the main material.
Yes, yeah, a diamond worth 25,000 GP.
And the diamond is used to forge
which the
that
spell
body.
consumes.
Yes.
So if you say no, by the way, 25,000 down the drain. Remember what I was like with a sequester?
Literally,
If you say no, fuck off, get back here now.
That's how much you're worth.
Yeah.
I'm saying none.
Yeah.
I feel like the cost components should depend on the person.
Yeah.
Like,
So just like
would you like me to make the GP a 50,000 GP diamond,
Stick
a
a gum.
100,000 GP diamond?
what, you think Nova's worth that? I'm saying it should be like 5k.
Nice.
silver piece that someone found on the bottom of
I mean, you do also have a godly artifact and Tiangong. Yeah, maybe 25,000. So
Do you relay this info?
I mean, it's there in the book. Like,
I'm
You
not
can all
reading
see it.
it's a stat
Learning too
block.
much.
right.
It's called True Resurrection. And the material cost is this diamond. Oh, on the other page is time stop. Weird.
We
Ignore that
know. We know entities that are made out of gems that are helping us.
I mean, the spell will consume that,
No, I'm not saying use them.
right?
But if there are entities that are working with us, with the Astoria,
You think they would be able
Might
to?
know.
they might know at least a place where there's a bounty of such a thing, or a legendary artisan that can craft, a jewel crafter that can make such a thing.
I mean, you could also, if you want, like any of you can make checks. If you'd like to make a history check or an arcana check to see if you've heard legends or stories about these kinds of things.
I'll go with.
History.
Are you doing Arcana, Lucius? Drop.
I want to
Ayla's
magically-
just looking at the pile of dirt.
Oh, in that case, I'll let you do it.
And this would be like, have I ever been told magical stories?
that's 20!
Nat 20.
I'm fucking
I have one right here.
Best roll of the year.
It's been connected to your cloak.
I will remind you, a natural 20 is not an automatic success. So please tell me the total, because this is a very high DC.
26.
26. Okay. That's not as high as you would need to know exactly the details, but you will get something.
I mean, it's a legendary artifact, right?
Yeah. I'm assuming nobody got higher than a 26. All right.
It's me, you know.
There's no way.
Quill is talking, and you're saying, like, we know people, we know things. There's something, Lucius, that begins to kind of like tickle in the back of your mind. And I think it would be related to the fact that in the Sky Cities, you have these beautiful jewel crafters and artists. It's very cultured up in, especially in Gusthaven. And there are always stories about, pieces of art and statues and legends of centuries before, even necessarily before the war with Calistarbane, when the gods walked across Aerois and Siaska was more prominent here. And there's something that's like tickles at the back of your mind, some sort of stories about these brilliant jewels, and they were so rare and they were so expensive that they were legends of their own kind. And yeah, that begins to
Who
tickle.
told me about this? Like Norfir or family?
This would have been like a story you heard in probably like Norfir, or like, read in a book when you were younger or something like that. Like a story tale, like almost like a fairy tale, right? And then
Norfir
you begin
knows
to like
fairy tales.
think, and you're like, there was one. And you remember it because being sort of very dedicated to Siaska, because I know that Lucius always had a strong connection with Siaska, there was one called the Star of Siaska. And you think that was like this legendary diamond that was said to almost have like starlight in it, captured inside it. but you can't remember any more details. It's like that would have been the 30. You would have maybe known the full story if you'd got 30, but...
I relay that in a kind of fragmented, excited, but also really abstract way.
Sure. When you say the word Star of Siaska, you almost hear like a bump outside the door of the captain's quarters. And you hear like a... Yeah, you hear like a like a noise.
Yes?
There is a knock at the door.
It's a fucking grung.
Kind of in the middle of a meeting right now, but
Sentry, do you mind? Just in case.
dispatch them.
I'll go and do it. And Ayla is not in the mood, so she opens the door and goes, "What?"
You see Howard stood there.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes!
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Ayla.
Sorry, Howard.
Are you joking?
Are you playing Howard? Oh my god. I'm screaming. For fuck's sake.
This was your grand plan.
Howard.
Howard!
Yes, it's me. Your ship's cook, Howard.
Yeah, I know who you are, Howard.
Yeah, Howard, you heard them talking. You've heard the whole conversation, and when they said the Star of Siaska, you
You
know.
look stressed, Tom.
I mean, I know all the shit Howard's gone through, and it's hard to be angry at him right now.
I just opened the door and yelled in his face.
Please don't be angry at me.
I was expecting it to be a grung, so you know.
There was a deep expectation about that, yes.
Howard, I mean, now is appreciate you being here, but now is really not the time. What is it?
Well, firstly, my condolences. I heard about Miss Nova, and first thing I did was I rounded up some spare apple pie. I thought I'd,
You actually made it.
don't want to be.
Why not?
Well, no, it was in the larder, but it's just, you don't want to be sad and hungry, So I've got some apple pie.
Okay, thank you.
Not that I was earwigging or nothing,
We should
but
reinforce the door.
We should, yeah.
I just heard you say something about the Stir of Siaska.
You are joking.
Howard, what? I don't mean to demean you. What do you know? What do you know about
Possibly no.
the Star of Siaska?
Well,
Did you hear about the story too?
yes, I was told by my father and my father's father and my father's father.
Or Howard's, I assume.
Story that's come through the generations,
Papa Howard, Grandpappy Howard.
We get told a lot of these things, through the story. On the knee, as say, around the fireplace.
Please
Okay,
help me
yeah,
because
yeah.
I recollect it, but it's been centuries. I'm really.
I mean, even then, the story didn't have all the details. It was just like you heard about this one diamond, like where it was, or who held it. That was never something.
I was young. I only really cared about like the fighting and the battle bits.
Oh, there was a fight involved in it.
Yes.
I'm surprised you don't remember that.
But nowadays, I'm more about the diamond.
It was a war. It wasn't a war. It was more a battle between the halflings and the dwarves.
Oh, so affects you personally.
Battle. I just love the pronunciation of battle.
Are you mocking my accent?
No, not Quill. Tom.
How dare you?
Look, okay.
So what happened? Yeah.
What's the story?
Well, so I don't know if you know much about us Hufflin folk.
Very little. We're very up high on our island of Gusthaven. And we get a few halfling refugees, but not many.
Well, a long time
Okay,
ago.
all right. Can I have that apple pie?
Here you go.
You want us to?
Thank you.
You want us to take a seat? How long will
It's
this?
a warm
How long will
bowl.
this take?
I don't know. It depends how long, how long's the length of the string.
If the very end of the string is the location exactly of this gem,
Would
Yes?
you rather I skip to that bit then?
I mean,
I'm interested now.
the full
A
story.
long
okay.
time
I want to
ago.
fill in the gaps of my memory.
Yeah.
Halflings, you see, we live in the hills, and we dig. And we dig, and we dig. And a long time ago, my ancestors, they found a lot of diamonds and a lot of gold in the hills. This accent's going fucking wild.
It's going everywhere. But
I practiced it in the car with my Bristolian husband.
he's not here.
He'd be a lot better at this, wouldn't he? But we also, we're not that good at digging, so we made a contract with dwarves to help mine the hills. And we found a lot of riches, a lot of gold. Don't know where it's going.
Right. Okay.
Irish now!
A lot of riches, a lot of gold,
end
and
of a rainbow.
one particularly large.
A very rare and large diamond.
Okay.
Was it very deep?
I'm going to add a slight element to Howard's story here because Kim is reading what I wrote. This is specifically not all halflings and dwarves. This is
No,
a
it's-
family in Suvona.
Sorry, I
A
forgot that.
Suvonan family
Clear.
in thingy.
I
Hashtag
forgot that
not
actually,
all
that bit.
halflings.
Because my surname is Hornsilver, Howard Hornsilver.
Oh,
Is it?
Yes.
Horn silver. Are you a descendant of?
how have we
The
not known
Savannah.
that for so long?
I did tell
Ask
you
Art.
when I joined the ship. I did tell you.
Oh, you did.
Oh,
He did tell us.
It's on your
I
quartermaster
definitely remember.
list of staff.
Oh, yeah, that thing that I keep with me at all times.
Yeah.
Well stocked.
Well,
I'm really good at my job.
This is beyond a legend then. This is reality.
well,
It's
legend as well.
happened.
Because I suppose so. I've never been, So basically, we built a vault in the hills
Well, like
to
secure
store
treasure
secure- yeah.
hoard.
What hills
Right.
where?
in Suvona,
Oh, okay. Okay.
where I'm from.
Yeah.
You know that.
I do know that. I
It's
know.
on your staff list.
Yep.
Hey Howard, would you like to visit home?
Well, it's funny you should say that, Captain Lucius. I was gonna say, maybe we should check on this there vault and see. I've never been to it. I've never been to it in my lifetime. I don't know if it's legend or if it's true.
Wait, it's missing.
Add some context to the story as well. Howard can explain this, but it's basically Howard's ancestors. He is descended from a halfling and dwarf. There was a young dwarf and a halfling man who fell in love, and they had like a family, and they brought the dwarves and the halfling families together, and they formed the Hornsilvers. And they were very wealthy. The dwarves, using their mining skills and their knowledge of like minerals and their ability to locate deposits of rare resources, worked with the halflings, who were hard workers and had these great hill lands that they had the rights to. And they amassed a fortune, and then they stored it all in this great vault called the Hornsilver Vault. And they were very, very wealthy for a long period of time. And Howard's great ancestors eventually split off from that family because bitterness and jealousy kind of drove them against each other. And Howard's family went off to live a simple life and basically rescinded all claim to it and was just like, we don't want to be any part of this. Howard is 1/16th dwarf. And he's halfling 1/16th dwarf. He's a stout halfling.
That's where I get my height from.
Yeah.
The tall
Just that.
or the
And that.
Okay.
And Howard had this story, and like he remembers parts of it, but like has this story about where this vault, and it contained the Star of Siaska, this legendary diamond.
So,
the Hornsilvers owned it.
A lost vault somewhere in Savona. Do you have any idea where it could potentially be?
Well, let me see. Let me see if I remember. Tell you what. He gets out this big battered recipe book and starts flicking through it.
Oh my God, there's a map.
How are you carrying that on you?
What? It's my recipe book. I have it with me always.
I don't know where you stored it just
It's got my
then.
grandmother's. You just didn't see it. It was in my pocket.
Okay, that's a big.
Okay. I see.
Carry on.
You don't know my name.
I do know your name, Howard.
And your birthday.
When's my birthday then?
Can I just stop a second as
Yes,
Chris
Chris Trot. Yes, please.
I would just like to stop the role play.
Yes.
Okay, we're not role playing right now, Kim. Just
Okay, we're not role
role-playing
playing.
right
Okay, I'll put my hand up. Put my hand up. Lap rolls.
Out of every possibility, like Doctor Strange style, of like how our campaign would go at level 19 after Vortenson was
Not
destroyed
even-
itself, I didn't expect fucking Howard
Why?
to give us a quest.
Why not?
because it's Howard.
This is
Howard.
There's nothing wrong with it.
precisely why I came up with this
This
idea.
is
Genuinely
This is
thought it was going to
D&D.
be a bro.
I expected like a legendary hero to walk through the door.
Yeah.
Some mastercraft
I was-
character.
I did
So-
call that she was going to lose the accent
Yeah.
immediately.
Oh yeah, I mean that's,
There was going to be a thing, depending on how things went, I kind of flubbed it a little bit by having you guys immediately left before Norfair and Tornado could catch up with you, where I was going to be like, and you see Tornado walk
Yeah,
and
we
say-
planned
and like try and
that.
hint towards you guys that Kim's going to play Tornado, and then I'd play Tornado and you'd be like, what? And then Howard would come in. But yeah, I mean, this is like, literally, as you were discussing these famous diamonds, like Howard literally overhears this, and this is like an old
Right,
story he knew.
Anyway,
it does,
Funny,
but
that, isn't it?
as it continues,
There's a bit.
there's
So I got my recipe book here.
Hang on, sorry. Are We're role playing.
Yeah, we're role playing.
Okay,
My
cool.
hand's down now.
Okay. Let me just get my quill voice back.
I'm back in my terrible accent.
Back in.
My quill voice. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm back in.
Hold on, let me go back and find. All right, me babber.
Yeah,
there we go.
well.
All right, me babber. There we go. Okay. A bit of paper, crinkly bit of paper falls out of the recipe book. Okay.
Okay.
My grandmammy told me never to leave this bit of paper because it's relevant to finding this vault. So
Unbelievable.
got a little thing to read out for you here.
Go on.
Can't look at you while I do this.
Yeah.
Okay. Hidden by the creator's face, the legacy of our kin rests
Sorry, hang
within...
on. Sorry. First was the first word hidden.
Hidden?
Hidden by the creator's face. Okay.
Hidden by the creator's face,
Hidden.
the legacy of our kin rests within stones north of a gilded grace.
The legacy of our what now?
The longer you do this, the more you have to put up with Kim playing Howard.
I know.
Every time you interrupt, I'm
There's
just
more.
letting you know.
There's more here.
I'm just making sure I get every word in there and some
delay
words.
getting Nova back.
Okay, look, some of the
There's
words.
more.
Yeah, okay, go.
Unless you want a level 19 Howard to go all the way to Ardar.
Oh, Jesus, he's not level 19. Let me tell you that. Howard's not level 19.
He could be, though.
He's not.
He could be.
He won't be.
Kim's like, this is how I finished this campaign.
Can I walk up to the Hadar though?
Can I finish the second
I'm just
sentence?
I'm just making sure.
GP diamond. And Nova goes, no.
Nope.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm just
I'm
making
level
sure.
19 now.
Not.
Making sure we get every word. I don't want to miss any
Okay, you want the
detail.
second sentence?
It's written down, Quill!
Don't steal this. That's very precious. that
Sorry.
is.
Howard is holding it very close to his face right now. I can't see it, but
Okay. Within the Lover's Grove, many roads they built to lead astray, but the mark of an heir shall lead the way.
You know, and Howard knows that there's more to the story, but it's not written down. It's like his
That's what I
memory's a
got.
bit fuzzy. You might need to
Too
get
much like
closer to the vault to remember the
Do you
parts of the
think
story.
you're that heir, Howard? Are you?
Oh, he is.
Well, I've got the same surname, haven't I?
You do.
I'm
He's
Howard
related
Consular.
by blood.
As fate would have it, we have a legend in our midst.
And another detail which I forgot to give to Kim is like in the stories, it's the vault is protected. It's like sealed. It's got magic. It's warded. Only the family, the Hornsilver family, can open the vault. So Howard will have to go with you.
And it just so happens
Yeah.
you've got a descendant of the Hornsilver family right in front of you.
Fammer.
Fammer.
okay. I mean,
I'm a little Hornsilver babber.
and you've known about this the entire time. I mean, obviously, the relevance of this
I didn't think you'd
diamond.
need the star Siaska, do I?
There's a reason.
Siaska!
I mean,
It's in a vault.
Greed.
It's protected by those that own it.
is what tore everything apart.
Howard, you were literally like begging us to hire someone to help you, and you could have been rich this entire time.
Ah, it's not worth it.
You don't want to be
had a
torn
mental
apart by
breakdown.
greed.
Memories are what keep me rich.
That
Memories and experience.
is lovely.
It's a big lesson of the Horns. You know, the Howard's past is the true treasure of
That
his
is
family.
delightful. Just what I needed to hear right now.
Thank you.
You know what? Out of everything right now, I didn't expect you to come in our door, but I'm glad you did.
Sorry, I
You're
shouted in your
exactly what
face.
we need right now.
That's all right, Eli. I know you got a bit of a temper.
It's a bad day. Real bad.
I'm
Pretty
feeling
much the
that.
worst.
And, you know, I keep this a secret. We keep it a secret because that treasure, it ruined many a life. But
Well, thank you for sharing.
if anyone needs it right now, I'd say it's Miss Nova.
Well, as your blood right, we shall claim that star of Siaska and get our friend back.
And without the accent, it is hidden by the creator's face. The legacy of our kin rests within the stones north of a gilded grace. Within the Lover's Grove, many roads they built to lead astray, but the mark of an heir shall lead the way. Just for the American audience who probably who are like, what the fuck is Kim saying? I can't
do know
understand
what
it."
you mean.
They
It's
do know what you mean.
perfectly
Free
clear.
Bristolian accent. It's a lovely bit of Howard, isn't it?
So,
Lovely bit of Howard. But there are a lot of people who aren't native English speakers who might have needed a bit of a clear.
Let's be honest,
I need
Mark,
all the help.
the English speakers need help.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time when I first moved to Bristol and I met like locals, I was like, huh?
You're from Scotland.
And I'm Scottish.
From Scotland,
No clue what you've said, pal.
No fucking clue.
No fucking clue.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, I'm going to if we're in the captain's quarters, I imagine somewhere around here I've stored some maps of Aerois. I'll find the Savonan map.
Stored them in like every cabin.
Yeah, I gotta
Let me
keep
just get my
Makes
map.
sense. It makes sense that like the
your
big
maps
tables
close
here. Yeah,
and
it's
your
it's where you
enemies.
plot
Tables are
journeys. Yeah, it's where you plot journeys and stuff.
Started pushing like used underwear and stuff in that same cubby hole if it's in the captain's quarters.
Say Lucius would not
Lucius
put
would
used
never do that.
underwear there.
He
Come on
would.
now. Chris Trott wants that to be true, but I don't think Lucius is that. Like,
Why is Lucius sleeping or getting changed in the captain's quarters?
I assumed this whole time my bed is in the captain's quarters.
There's no bed in here. Clearly no bed.
what you're saying, there's the captain's quarters, which is where your bed and all your stuff is, and then this is like
There's
the
the captain's
captain's chamber. This is like the
quarters.
meeting room, basically, adjacent to your bedroom.
Okay. There's no underwear in the
Oh,
cubby
good.
hole.
That's-
If there
Good,
was,
good.
I'd like to think it was because Lucius didn't know how to wash it himself.
That would
and
probably be
therefore
true.
He just
it
puts it on the
to
floor and
not be
assumes
embarrassed.
someone else will pick it up.
Yeah, he'll pick it up for him.
I do say,
Which is probably Howard.
Yeah.
if you wouldn't mind getting that cobweb on the
tongues.
way out, that would be. That's annoying me now.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I pointed that out.
But yeah, you pull the maps
Okay,
out, you get
so-
maps of Savona.
North of the Gilded Grace, I mean, that could be the capital of Savona, which is called
Gold Throne.
Gold
Yeah, we know
Throne.
that.
Arvel.
Arvel.
So
The
maybe
Auric Mountains basically stretch north and south of Gold Throne. They go all the way to the coast on the northern on the northern tip of it, and then they go south into a place called Bloodvale, where they disseminate out into large fields.
okay.
If anyone's going to know about this as well, it's going to be Arvel.
I was thinking that. I mean, Savonan Dwarf has a lot of
Arvel
connections.
and Howard are related
Oh my
in some
God.
way.
That
They
would
go
be
back.
wonderful. I quite like Mr. Dagus. Yeah.
Yes, he's got.
I mean, we can
fleet.
Yeah, we can try and contact him and see if. I mean, he knows everyone.
He's
in
well connected.
Savona.
Well,
I think he knows
more-
everyone in Aerois.
More to the point, he's quite wealthy there, and he'd probably be able to help us out, but in a, on the down low, so that no one really gets wind of it. If this is like a huge legend, like Howard says, we probably don't want to be advertising it around.
There's a
But we're
part of
looking
me
for it.
that's like, this is also a treasured object of a whole group of people that's been stored in a vault for generations, and we're just taking it for our own means.
I mean, it sounds
I
to
mean,
me.
to save the entire planet, though, because realistically, I can't decipher Nova.
there is that angle.
Yeah, and it sounds to me like it's a long forgotten story that people are trying to cover up as much as
Oh,
they
so
can.
it's
You
not
were
a
saying
vault,
greed tore them apart.
It ended badly.
Right, so it's not actively guarded.
Well,
I mean, guarded by.
it's guarded by the vault.
Yeah,
The
by
vault's
walls and
cursed.
things like that. It doesn't have like living people.
of course.
It's not like being used by living.
Like,
Yeah.
it's ruined and covered
The-
over.
This is like an ancient, forgotten place. Yeah.
I mean, that
Right.
page that Howard has pictures on it. I think to them it's a fairy tale.
I mean, I look. I don't know if it actually is there. This is something that's been passed down generations as a story on the fireplace, around the fireplace even.
And that piece of paper survived all those fireplaces. Amazing.
Oh, that's probably
made a
like
copy.
a small written
just
version.
made a
Like,
copy of it.
It's only part of the story
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, I was going to say the drawings aren't good. The pictures in there,
Oh, they're my drawings.
they're very good though.
Oriah! I'm going to go
It's like, do we have a destination?
Savona.
Okay. Do we want to? I know that Master Quillid said that we had some people on their way to meet us. Do we want to wait for them and let them know what
Yes,
we're doing?
that will be our next destination.
Where
Savona will be after we've.
I see. Okay. Right. I will get everyone ready and we'll set sail for Savona then. Yes. Do we know where we're heading in Savona exactly, or just to the continent?
Wherever, I mean, is Arvel in?
Gold Throne.
Arvel is in on the
Arvel's
Astoria.
Horizon.
He's on the
He's in the
Astoria.
Astoria. He's helping. He's your corp. He's basically like leading all the logistics stuff.
Yeah, let's find a good airship dock near Gold Throne or in Gold Throne and start there and make contact with Arvel and see if Arvel can get to us.
Yeah. Oh, unless the Astoria's on
Hopefully,
the
it's got a
way.
teleportation circle from Horizon to Gold Throne.
Yeah, there'll be a Horizon Gold Throne teleportation circle.
Actually, yeah, Savona from where we are right now, it's like the opposite.
Yeah.
Oh no, unless we go west.
No. Savona's like in the middle. You guys are currently on the very east, kind of like.
Oh yeah,
So I was on
I totally
one of the
forgot.
eastern continents.
Yeah.
My map
Savona's
is
in like the
fucked.
middle. To be honest, I have to remember it as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, Savona's in the middle. You don't know where the Astoria is. They could have, if they've moved it. They could be, they could have moved it
We
slightly.
lost our battleship.
Very good. But yeah, if you want to, you can wait and then set sail once you kind of know everything. If you guys wait, about sort of just under a day. So if you'd like to take a long rest, those of you who can, you can.
Yep.
Woohoo!
Tornado, Norfear, and around about sort of 30 Seekers, all using sort of like, whatever modes of transport they can acquire. Looks like some wagons, some carriages, some horses and things like that, begin to appear, sort of coming towards your direction to meet up with you and everybody else. They seem jubilant. Like, they seem like, well, not jubilant, but they're like pretty, like, they're not sad. They are in that kind of like, yep, we did what we had to do. They're resolute, I guess. Norfear has a bit more of a serious expression when she kind of sees the ship and everything else.
Sentry, how do we navigate this? We're gonna have to tell them. But I mean, obviously we have the good news that we have a potential solution, but we need to tell them. I mean, I don't know the order of things. Do we say the bad stuff first, then the good stuff, or the good stuff, but then there'd be no context for the good stuff without explaining the bad stuff?
Let's not sugarcoat it. Let's just tell them honestly. I know it's hard. But
You're the morale officer.
I know.
Good luck.
The group gathers sort of underneath the airship, and they sort of send up, like word. They kind of like, hey, you were here, kind of like calling up to you and stuff like that. Tornado's like, bros, calling up. And yeah, like you can, lower down a rope, bring them all up, and lower down rope bridges and bring them all up onto the deck of the ship. The ship is kind of full at that point with all the Seekers, if you bring all the Seekers up as well. But they're also happy to, like, I think most of the Seekers would stay down because it looks like they're probably going to move on from here anyway. So maybe Norfear, Tornado, and a handful, like 5 or 6 of the Seekers come on board. Norfear kind of looks around, comes up, probably would like come over to you, Lucius, put like a hand on your shoulder and just sort of like nod.
I'll hug Norfear.
And she kind of takes you in. Like she doesn't hug you first, but when you hug her, she just kind of like puts her arms around you and sort of like pats you on the back. It's all right. It's okay. And Tornado is like, oh, right. And he kind of like moves around. He like looks around, and then there is that kind of like, he's like, oh, good, yeah, great job. And he's kind of like saying all this stuff to you, and then there's that realization of like, he's like, where's Nova?
And the moment I see his eyes, like
looking around,
even just that slight glimmer of something's not right here, I'm gonna like nudge Sentry and try and like get everyone away from the deck of the ship and into, or even like the main players, I suppose, of the Seekers into the captain's quarters so we can talk about it properly.
Okay.
I'll go get dinner on for our guests, sorry. Go entertain them.
Thank.
Come with me, everyone.
Yeah. So like all the Seekers will be like, yeah, sure. Like they're all hungry. Like they've been traveling, so like, oh yeah, food. Can we get some food sent down to the others as well? And they'll come with Howard, and yeah, they'll come down with you into like the mess basically on the ship.
Can we have you on standby?
Just you need me. Just call.
We will.
But Norfear and Tornado will remain with you. And sort of Tornado is like, yeah, get me something to eat as well, bros. Like, is Nova downstairs or what's going on?
Tornado. I'm just gonna say it. Nova's gone.
Gone where?
She died. Tornado. I'm so sorry.
It's like, he just doesn't, he's like, no, that's not true. That can't be right. Is this a prank? She's playing a prank, isn't she? She's trying to get one up on me. Stupid brother, moron, ha ha ha, bro. Nice one. Where are you, nerd?
Tornado, I'm just gonna, I don't know, I'm struggling to process it myself, but she gave everything to save Vortensar.
Oh.
Everything.
Oh. Just goes quiet for a second.
Do you need anything? Is there anything I can do? A hug? Okay. She died, and I wasn't there to protect her and look after her, but that's... Tornado,
it's okay.
Don't say
It's okay,
that.
though, because you guys are going to get her back, right? You guys are the heroes of Aerois. You guys are the champions. You're going to get her back, right? Like, you got some magic spell, or there's some, like, cool thing you can do, and you bring the dead back to life. That's possible, right? That's in the stories.
Perfect timing. Howard with the snacks.
He's going to bring Nova back? Is he like some sort of crazy wizard man? Are you like a crazy wizard dude?
No,
You tell us, Howard.
That's our cook.
Okay.
That's our cook.
But
I guess I do wizardry in the kitchen. I brought you some soup.
Howard
Soup.
is part of a long line of Horn Silvers who
are great wizard.
don't need to be wizards.
Okay.
They have access to a vault which has a very powerful
Scroll, which brings the dead back.
object in it.
Right.
Object.
Which will allow Quill,
Who's a powerful wizard?
who's a powerful
Exactly.
cleric,
I can use that to power a spell to hopefully bring Nova back.
Great. Okay.
that's our plan.
He throws the soup. It's just like, let's go.
Okay.
We go now.
That's some of my maps ruined.
You're coming with.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can't. I've got. Right? You're gonna go get my sister back, right? I'm gonna come with you.
Okay, great. If you wish to join, we would love to have you with us. We're just going to.
It's just a
Savannah.
vault, right? It's not. We have to go fight anybody, or there's no.
It's cursed.
Yeah.
It's definitely cursed.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, sure, I'll do anything to bring Nova back.
Then we'll be happy to have
just bear in mind that this is legend that we've heard, and we still need to find the vault.
Okay.
So
we are
we're gonna
basing a
try
lot
our
on a
best.
legend.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I'm trying my best here.
but
There's nothing you could have done more. Thank you.
this is just like one way, right? There's got to be other ways. There's got to be other things we can do, or some powerful things that can do some stuff.
Whatever it is, we are either way going to need this very powerful gem, whether it's in this vault or it's across the astral sea or.
Well, whatever it is, I'll die bringing her back, so it's fine. Or whatever happens. Any
we'll need
risks,
two.
I don't care. We'll do it.
All right. That's how we feel too.
Cool.
In which case, I guess we head for Savona, Norfair. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I mean,
How
mission was what the mission is, and unfortunately, I'm well aware that sometimes missions don't always go to plan. Tornado, I know you want to go and rescue. I know you want to help them recover Nova. I don't think that's a good idea. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, think about this. You go to this vault, you get killed in the process, they bring Nova back. Now she has to deal with the fact that her brother's gone. The city she gave everything to save hates her. Who's left to go and tell her parents? Who's left? What does she have to tell them? She died and lost her brother in the process, bringing her back? That's selfish. You need to help these people, these seekers who have nothing, they have no home to go back to. They followed you because they believed in what you were saying about Vortensar. To leave them now, I don't think Nova would respect that. Leave it to her friends.
she'd call you a moron, to be honest.
And he's just like, you can see that like he's so torn, like now that Norfiz called him out, he's like, but I can't just, I mean, I need to.
We can handle it.
But we'll make sure that if she comes back, you'll be one of the first people she sees.
Seems like, he seems to be softened by that. But Norfair is just like, I know, it's harsh, but they need you. The Seekers need you. People need to know that what we did in Vortensar, we need to start telling people, and hopefully we think of the council members. They're still somewhere in the city. They need to be helped and rescued. We've retreated for now, but that doesn't mean we're done. Vortensar still needs work. The Valkyrians are still there. The corrupt council members are still there. And they'll continue spinning the lies of what was happening there. They'll make you and these good people here the villains if we don't stop them.
Yes. If anything, do it for Nova. And the reason she is not here right now is because she had those same morals and tried to save that city, so.
Okay. I mean, I know my limits. I'm a meathead, and I can swing a lance good, but you're right. Some magic vault with special wizard diamonds, I'm not going to be much help, so I'll stay here. But you tell me as soon as she's back, you let me know.
We will.
We will.
Okay, bro. Okay. All right. I'm sorry I threw your soup away, little guy.
That's all right.
I was kind of like just really excited, and I was like, let's go, you know?
Do you want some more? There's more in the kitchen.
I'm not really a soup guy. Do you have like anything else?
Well, I guess anything for the bereaved.
Yeah, cool. Okay. I like your shit. And he'll just sort of follow
Thank
Howard's
you.
like.
Hang on a minute. I'm looking at the map of Savona. There's this big red X now on the map.
Maiden soup.
No, soup.
Just. But yeah, I mean, with these guys underway, like Northfield, they'll spend like a couple of hours kind of getting resupplied, getting some food. The wolf pack is probably like, yeah, we got a bunch of old weapons. We don't use them anymore because we got these cool laser guns. And they give them all their like old weapons and stuff like that if they didn't have them and things like that.
Ayla, you did teach them about trigger warning, trigger safety,
roughly.
trigger. What is it? Trigger gun.
Discipline.
Don't shoot.
Discipline.
No shooty.
It makes lights.
I said that they could only do it on the top deck, so that's enough, right?
Yeah, we can't do it. We can't do it underneath because then we shoot holes in the ship.
Right.
But we can do it up here.
Shoot holes in it.
So it's like, whoa, bro.
I think that's sufficient.
Okay. Sure. If
With
you say
that,
so.
Northfield, Tornado, and the Seekers will basically go back down. They'll continue their mission, but a very Tornado's still unsure. Like he doesn't. You can tell that he doesn't want to leave, but Northfield like puts a hand on his shoulder and is like, "We need to go. They need you." He's like, "Yeah, okay. If you don't bring my sister back, I will come and beat you all up."
Okay.
He just begins to let himself. I don't care if you're like super powerful and strong. I'll beat you up.
Thank you, Tornado.
Thank
See
you.
you soon.
Bye, bros.
Which accent would you guys have preferred?
Honestly, it's a toss-up.
The himbo or the Howard?
Wait, if you were doing
Tornado, bro.
Yeah, because there was a chance I was going to come back as Tornado.
it's all Boomer at the end of the day, isn't it?
It will just become
All roads lead to Boomer.
Which is why Marcus banned him from the table.
Yeah,
Forever.
banned
Every
forever
game.
from high rolls. Sweet.
Okay.
So you guys, Aerois, can plot a course. You begin making your way towards Savona. It'll take like a couple of days to reach there on the airship.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to send a message to Arvel, find out,
Ascending.
if he's willing to.
Sure. This one will do the 25 words, unless you're like, I don't care how many spell slots it takes.
I mean,
I
how
guess
many
with
days is this
3
going to
days.
take? Yeah, like, I'm happy to
Sure.
just send him. How many can I do?
Well, it's as
him an
many spell
essay.
slots you have after 3rd level, so quite a lot, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you contact Arvel. Arvel will tell you he's currently in between Astoria and Horizon. He's going between the two, so he can't meeting you in Savona. He could do, but it would take him away from what he's doing there. But he'll be honest and say truth is, I don't know much about this Horn Silver Vault. We've all heard the stories and the legends, but it's lost somewhere up in the mountains north of Gold Throne. But I don't think anybody in the city would really know too much about it. You kind of get the kind of cuts back and forth between a couple of messages. But yeah, it's one of these things. He's like, I mean, centuries. You're talking hundreds and hundreds of years ago, long before even the war with Callus. So a lot of the records were destroyed. I mean, if your friend has got information about the vault, that's probably your best source of information you've got to follow.
Fair enough. Okay.
Do I need to read out the riddle again?
No,
You tell us.
Hidden by
Okay.
the creator's face,
Yeah.
we got
Creator's
the
face.
legacy of our king
Yeah. Legacy.
rests within the stones, north of a gilded grace,
Gold Throne. Yeah.
within the Lover's Grove.
Okay. So
That seems important.
we're looking for a Lover's Grove north of Gold Throne and a big face.
Many roads they built to lead astray.
So I think that's like a disguise or.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Ayla, I think we might need you for this. Well, I mean, we need you for most things, actually,
there's
because
the last bit, but the mark of the heir shall lead the way.
What do you need me for?
ignore. No, don't worry.
somehow
So Howard,
highlight the real path.
yeah.
Were you going to use me to just shove me in front of dangerous things
No.
again?
I was going to say, if there is roads that lead astray, you'd probably be the best to navigate us through it. Actually, maybe that'd be me.
Probably.
Ah, don't worry. Anyway, so Lover's
That's
Grove.
certainly a very literal interpretation of the riddle, yes.
I'm a literal guy.
It could be like magical traps
Yeah.
and deception. And
If you guys ever want to if you're like, can I just make a check to see if I can
Yeah.
work out what this means?
Who's the creator's face?
Yeah, it's great question.
Hidden by the
Siaska.
creator's face.
You can make, you could use, you could, if you wanted to see if it was one of the gods, it could be a religion check, you could use Arcana
Well,
check, history
Howard,
check.
who are you
it could
asking?
be a face figure.
I'm just asking the room. I'm just in the room. You're the champions. I'm just a cook.
religion. 11.
19.
19.
Religion, 25.
25. Sentry and Quill, I mean, creator definitely implies some sort of deity or god. I think, and Lucius, you kind of would definitely pick up on that. Creator's face, you don't think that somebody would be referred to as a creator just for being like a famous figure or something like that. Maybe the person who built the vault, but that would, seem, they'd probably use the word architect or something like that instead. Creator, generally, the goddess of creation is Velena. like the Forge Mistress. Like she is responsible for many great creations amongst Aerois. Siaska could also be a creator, like the mother, creator of life. But generally, especially if this is halflings and dwarves, a lot of them tend to like deviate towards Velena as a goddess, like and follow her faith. So it could be like an effigy of Velena, perhaps.
I need to look for Velena. The face of Velena.
I mean, maybe the gem. I've forgotten their names.
Star of Siaska?
No, the gem
Maidens of Velena.
The maidens of Velena might know something
You're
about.
made entirely of diamond. Where's this big-ass diamond?
Can you ask Arvel if he's going between Horizon and Astoria to ask
The maiden.
the maidens if they know anything about this and can relay the information back through more messages over the next coming days?
Might be worth it.
Can I cast sending on them?
You could try.
I'll try and send a message to them.
Doesn't work.
I'll ask Arvel.
It's weird then, your eyes rolled back, like very briefly.
Well, I mean,
Arvel asks, when you next speak to Arvel, like maybe the next day, you kind of catch back up with Arvel. He'll tell you that he spoke with the maidens, but it's weird. They didn't know nothing about no Star of Siaska. Said that whilst they might be made of diamonds, they were created by Velena herself. They're not natural diamond. They were forged from her essence. But the face of Velena, they said is a mountain in. I mean, there's stone effigies of Velena all over the place. But you said you were looking in Suvona, right near Gold Throne. There's a mountain north of Gold Throne that's it's being carved in Velena's image. It's got tears coming out of her eyes, like a river. Comes out, and it was carved around that. It's old, real old. They said that maybe that might be somewhere.
great. Yeah, I mean, it's a
Great lead.
good starting place.
Sure.
It's literally the start of the riddle, so
Yeah.
yeah.
If you basically, when the airship arrives there, unless there's anything you want to do in the next couple of days, Quill, being the navigator, or anybody, you can also have Aerois or somebody else do it. You can make a survival or perception check to try and basically track down this mountain. Yeah, I knew you'd make a face. Please, oh, go on,
Please
give me
bring in
another
that one again.
Oh, baby! Do I see anything with a 36?
36.
Oh my god.
I'm assuming perception.
Perception.
It doesn't take Quill long. Scanning through.
He just goes, "Meh."
There!
Yeah, it's
I said this 3 days ago.
Yeah, it's a cloudy day, but it does not take Quill very long at all. Once you enter the mountains north of Gold Throne, Quill very easily spots, and it's kind of hidden, right? Because it's a mountain that's been carved in an effigy, but it's hidden behind other mountains and things. But Quill spots a waterfall up high and begins to see that kind of looks like the outline of like a cheek or a piece of hair kind of coming down. And then when the Stormchaser comes at a different angle, the mountain has been carved in such a way that it's only when it's seen from a certain angle does it resemble Velena's face. When it's seen from the other angles, it almost just looks like another jagged piece of
Oh, like Channel 4.
Yes. Yeah. But when it's seen from a certain angle.
And filtered it.
Tom doesn't have a filter.
No.
But yeah,
That makes him a joy and a terror.
the Stormchaser lines up, and you see this great sort of huge tall mountain carved in Velena's image, roughly, not perfectly statuesque, but Rihanna's gone.
Yeah.
But from her eyes, it looks like a river, like either two rivers or one river that's been divided, have been forged so that they fall out of these giant cavernous eyes and form like tears going down her body into a river that then flows out. But the caves, the eye caves look big enough for people to enter into.
Oh.
Like they're big.
I hate
It's
that.
a huge mountain, right? So the Stormchaser won't fit in
but
there,
imagine.
but people would.
We're going in there.
Or little boys crawling up in your eyes.
That's what we're doing.
No, I don't.
Is there a place to actually stop here? I guess.
The Stormchaser, there's not you would have to this is, you can see that as the Stormchaser gets closer, the Velena's face mountain kind of thing is part of a giant valley, and it kind of forms the edge, and then the river formed the valley and below it. The waterfalls are up quite high. The eye kind of caverns are kind of forged quite high into it. There's no trail. You don't see any path that leads up to it. And the Stormchaser can't get too close to it because it is like a sloped mountain. But they can get you close enough that you can try and sort of jump across or fly across potentially. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'm happy to fly in. It's just everyone else.
The two caves are about, I would say, 20 feet by 20 feet, sort of like chambers. They start off bigger and then they get smaller as the sort of eye sockets go back. And you begin to see, Quill, with that 36. Like you can see, although it's pitch black, you're pretty sure you see that the ambience of the light changes to, like a 20-foot like tunnel. Like it's like a carved tunnel hidden behind the flow of the water in the cavernous chambers.
Okay.
Just see within the stones.
Howard,
Hello.
I know have you been on an adventure before?
Oh, I've been on many adventure.
Go on.
Halflings are known for it.
Like what?
Well, I adventured all the way to
Name
Gustavus
every
with you.
adventure.
It's true. Have you flown?
Flown. I'm on a ship right now, flying.
With your body?
Well, there was that one time. Not recently, no.
Right. First time for everything, Howard. Mm-hmm. You ready to start your adventure?
Oh, I am. I've collected my best pots and pans. Got
now-
myself a little knapsack.
Please be careful with, I know what's about to happen, but you could go any direction, just don't go
Feel
too
free
far
to
away
tether
from
to
us.
Sentry or Ayla, someone that will guide you.
I was going to suggest, ladies, if...
Do you want to piggyback?
Yes,
'Kay.
please.
I will cast Fly on you just in case.
Okay.
You'll be able to fly on your own. In case something bad happens, like you fall off or whatever, you can fly.
But it's easy. You just focus on being upright and not moving.
Think
It's that easy.
happy thoughts.
But
Okay.
just hold on for now.
Just don't think about falling and you won't fall.
I'm thinking about falling now.
Don't think about falling.
But the
Stop.
more you say falling...
If you think
I'm-
about falling, you're going to fall. Sentry can
Stop
back you up.
falling.
Everyone's saying the word
I'm very good at
falling.
falling.
Everyone's saying the word falling, and now all I'm thinking about is falling.
Fly.
All right, fly.
Fly.
Think about flying. Fly.
Okay,
Up.
fly.
Ascend.
Yeah.
Ascend.
Top.
Going up.
Above. Not below. Not down. Not
Cast Fly
decline.
Okay.
on everyone that can't fly.
That's me.
That's the 4 of you, and then Quill's got his own little wingies.
And you just
Sick
zip
level.
off.
Made by Nova. Your wings made by Nova.
It was, yeah. Yeah, it was, yeah. Yeah, it was.
All right. You begin to fly. Howard, being unfamiliar with the sensation, but the magic gives you perfect
Oh my
control.
days!
Has to grab his leg. But yeah, you now all start flying. The Stormchaser kind of hovers, or doesn't quite hover, but it kind of slows to a very gentle pace. And Aerois like, we'll keep the ship nearby. We'll keep an eye on these caves, but
Keep circling, and Quill will send you a message when we're
sounds
Yeah.
good.
coming
Okay.
back.
Or we can teleport back.
We might find a place to anchor just so we're not spending too much fuel.
Good idea.
But yeah, we'll anchor nearby.
Where did-
All right. And yeah, you guys can fly out. These caves, it's like 200 feet from sort of like the bottom where there's the river begins to flow down into the ground and then it slopes away. So it's a big drop, these waterfalls. These are huge waterfalls. And you can see as you get closer, the spray is very strong current as well. Like it's really kind of pouring out of these caves with immense force. You begin making your way into the caves, kind of flying above the water. The ceiling gets narrower and narrower until you get to these about 20-foot sort of tunnels that have been carved out. You can still keep flying above the water. The water is still at the bottom of it, and it still looks quite strong and deep. And you begin making your way down into the tunnels.
I'm trying to remember where that mask I had that gave me dark vision went. Did Nova have it?
I have a feeling I shouted at you to give it back to Nova.
I don't have it in my inventory anymore.
That's a shame then. You
yeah.
don't have it.
Okay.
So as you fly in, it very quickly, you move about 60 feet down into the caves where it becomes this 20-foot tunnel. It is getting very dark. There are no light sources in here. So anybody without dark vision, you quickly become blind.
You'll do yours. I'll
Dancing lights.
cast light on my staff.
So you got light on the staff.
I'll mostly focus the lights around Howard.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Howard, I think I didn't put it down, but I think you do have dark vision as a halfling. So
I do have
yeah,
dark
you
vision.
do have dark
I
vision.
blind Howard.
Oh, my eyes. I need them to
Once you
see.
enter the 20-foot
That's right,
tunnel,
Howard.
Yeah, well done, Howard.
you progress about another 60 feet down into this shorter, more carved tunnel. You can immediately see this is carved. This is shaped by hand, by tool. This has been carved on purpose. And about 60 feet away from the open chamber that leads out into the waterfall, you begin to see a path, built sort of out of stone, carved. Still water flowing on either side of it. There's almost like a central channel made of stone. And there appear to be stone braziers with this kind of almost magical... no, they don't have a flame in them just yet, but there are these stone braziers inlaid with metal. It's paste at certain sections. One at the very tip of the, where the water meets the platform, and then as it continues further down. And looking down, Those of you, I think, you've got 60 foot of dark vision. It continues for 60 feet. You don't see any further than that. And you don't see an end. It just the chamber continues.
I guess we make our way in. See what happens.
Yep.
Are you guys flying, or are you going to land on the platform, or are you going to keep flying? Because it lasts about an hour, right, flying? So.
I think while we can fly,
Sure.
and it might be slippy on this very
It
smooth.
it looks like water's kind of splashing up onto it and stuff like
I
that.
think
for
sure.
sure.
As long
everyone
as
just
we can.
stay together in like a train format.
How long does it last again, Fly?
An hour.
An hour, okay.
Yeah. Cool. And you've probably not been traveling much.
10 minutes.
10 minutes, okay. Yeah, it's been like maybe a minute or something like that getting into this cave, like flying from the Stormchaser to get into this section.
Once you hear ticking, 10 seconds.
It's about
Okay.
In your brain.
Like
From-
Sonic drowning.
from the platform, the stone platform, it's about 15 feet up to the roof of this tunnel. Are you guys going to fly at the very top of the tunnel, like over everything, or are you going to hover just like a few feet off the ground? Like,
I think for Howard.
and what's the order you're going in as well? Like, who's at the
Okay.
front? And,
I'm on Ayla.
You're a what?
I'm on Ayla as a backpack. You climb.
Run, jump.
I can be your backpack or you jump.
Okay.
I mean, I'm happy to take front.
I guess I'll be behind Quill because Howard's probably helping to navigate as well.
Oh, I'm absolutely helping, yes.
Okay.
Oh, look at that over
we've got
there, that's
Quill,
interesting.
Aelin, Howard, and then Lucius Sentry or Sentry Lucius.
I can go at the back and just
Yeah.
Lucius Sentry.
keep
Okay.
people protected from that.
Yeah.
So,
And you guys all flying at the same height. Are some of you like?
Why?
It's like a 20-foot wide and about 15-foot high tunnel.
Sense a trap.
We're going into an enclosed space.
I feel
It's
like we'd
important
be
for me to
dead
know.
in the middle, so we're not like
Dead in the middle?
scraping our heads
Sure.
and
Yeah, just in case, like.
fearing stalagmites, stalactites.
yeah.
Okay.
It's like Flappy Bird.
When you begin making your way down,
middle.
when you approach that stone platform with these stone braziers, Quill, when you get close, when you pass over the first brazier, it lights up with magic kind of. But the red that was a kind of like standard flamey sort of like orange and red begins to turn a deep crimson, and you begin to hear this pulsing kind of like.
Okay, now that doesn't sound good. I'm gonna.
So the first one, you can see that this tunnel stretches like 60 feet more down, and there are more of these braziers spaced out every 20 feet.
Has Howard passed it? The brazier.
No, this is as soon as you got to it, it started doing it.
Okay. I mean,
What's that?
And it doesn't stop.
Everyone stop.
okay. I'm.
So you stop above the
What's that
brazier.
noise?
Just back up a little from
Back
the
up.
brazier.
Yep.
Sounds
Okay.
cursed. Sounds cursed.
Cool. After about 6 seconds, you hear a
What direction?
like a rumbling from up above.
I think water might have just been opened on us.
And you see this torrent tidal wave. Yeah, so you begin flying your way back, and the water quickly chasing behind you guys. I need you guys to all make strength saving throws.
Really?
Water everyone, yep. The water slams into your
I
back.
assist Howard by the fact
No,
that...
not on a saving throw.
Okay. I'm sorry, Howard!
Get +3 from me.
Everyone gets +3 from Sentry.
Good start to the year.
I'm going to use my ability Lucky,
You want to use Lucky already? Nice.
because I rolled a 2.
All right, that's one of your uses of Lucky.
Is it dex?
I rolled a 6.
6.
Well, you got the
25.
+3 as well.
25.
12 plus 13.
Jesus.
I have a +13.
Oh,
for
okay.
strength
I
saves.
got 14.
14.
18.
18.
26.
26.
9.
9. Excellent.
Is that with the +3?
Well, everybody but Howard is only going to take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. Howard takes 6 points of bludgeoning damage. You're going to have to manually do this, unfortunately, Kim.
Yep, that's right. I've got no paper.
But also, more importantly,
Half HP.
like, he's on Ayla's back. The force of the water, as you're going through, like, the rest of you kind of manage to resist it. You feel it trying to, like, force you back out of this tunnel. Howard goes flying, as he's, like, on back. He's like, and he goes flying out and goes to fly out of the tunnel.
Well.
Luckily, the flying spell, Howard, you manage to, like, whoop.
Wow.
But you nearly go flying out.
You do have to make a concentration
Lucius
check.
does, yes.
Yeah.
DC 10, Constitution saving throw.
+3. Oh my god!
That's a nat 1.
Total. It's not an automatic failure. You might get DC 10s.
Is he within 5 foot of me?
Save, right?
Yeah.
So
Is he
9.
within 5
It's
foot?
not enough.
Is he
Plus
within 5
8.
foot of me when he
Plus
makes a
3 from
save?
Plus 3.
No, okay.
Huh?
Plus 3
+3 from Sentry.
from Sentry.
It is a Constitution saving throw. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, you do manage to.
Oh, God!
For a moment, it's like,
Yeah.
Turbulence.
But yeah, Howard, you kind of go flying out the cave, and without that fly spell, you would have plummeted down 200 feet.
I'd be dead.
But you managed to kind of like hold yourself in place.
The first thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And the water kind of you know it fills this whole chamber, and suddenly that waterfall becomes much stronger as the water pumps out of it. The rest of you manage to kind of like fly out and rejoin Howard.
the whole.
The whole tunnel got full, and
There's
Right,
no
okay.
space above the water anymore.
after about a minute, you see the water level drop, and it returns to back that normal waterfall that you saw before.
Was there a second tunnel? Or was it just all
There's
one
two. There's
tunnel?
2 eyes. Yeah, there's 2 eyes.
Oh.
I don't want to go back in. That was
Well, hang on. We can figure it out.
Too much adventure
So-
for me.
We should probably stand.
It was Quill. It was when you got within 5 feet of that within 5 feet of that bridge. Yeah, like when you basically.
So there is. Is there like a path I could take that would go not 5 feet if I
You
went
could get like you could get like if you were on the very side of the tunnel, you could like maybe
around.
skirt it.
Right.
But like it was when you sort of like flew over it. It might still trigger. You don't know.
Let's all land just on the entrance to this eye hole.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
Fly's about to run out.
Okay.
Howard's shivering.
we can also find out the other side.
The fly spell, you've got 10 minutes. It's not going to run out. Like this has been like
Press
2
the
minutes.
digi.
Oh, thank you, Captain Lucius.
Is that concentration?
Fireball.
Oh, no, I'm dead.
Is prestidigitation
It's a
concentration? Is it? It can still be concentration.
I think it's just a.
It's a one-use thing, right?
Is it?
I think it's an instant.
You're just.
Oh, is it?
I'm pretty
Some
sure it
spells
is.
are concentration. Like some cantrips of concentration, man.
At will, action, no
All
concentration.
right, that's fine then.
Let the
Yeah.
halfling be one.
I mean, I'm happy to. Are we all heading out and just checking out the other tunnel, or because I was going to detect magic?
Let's debrief. What
Yeah,
just
that would
happened?
work.
Okay, so that lantern, I think when I went near it,
That's a brazier.
He's not wrong.
He's technically right, yeah.
well. You want to know what happened? Is this what we're doing, Lucius?
It was a hand-carved brazier as well.
Okay,
From
look.
the very stone of
Taylor.
the mountain.
Is it like this every time you go off on one of your away
Pretty much.
missions?
Usually, actually, it's worse.
Right, okay.
To be honest,
Right.
I'll be honest with you. Nova usually kind of keeps it together.
This
so.
is a lantern.
Okay, great. That's wonderful. I made a mistake.
Specifics are
I thought you were
important.
smart, Quill. I thought you were smart.
Wow! Shots fired!
Hey, he's wise. It's not necessarily the same thing.
Didn't think you were such a bitch, Sentry.
This is it.
Oh no!
Mountain.
Oh no! Turns out it was Nova holding everything together.
Right, well, on that, I think that is where we'll come back to this
Okay.
after the break.
I mean, I imagine that's not actually.
No, Sentry never says that.
Ree, on the other
We will come back to this scenario after the break. So thanks for watching part one.
Roll
Part
initiative.
two.
Deuces.
I'm dead.
I'm dead.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to part 2 of Aerois. We are currently pursuing a means to resurrect Nova Vija, requiring a powerful diamond worth at least 25,000 gold, and it must be of a certain kind of diamond. It cannot just be magically created or purchased. These are rare relics that need to be found, and it just so happens, as the party are discussing where such a diamond might be able to find, Lucius half remembered an old story about the Star of Siaska, a rare and kind of very valuable diamond that was found long, long ago. And then a knock at the door came, and as they opened it, their young little, oh, he's not young, their little halfling cook, Howard, revealed that he knew about the Star of Siaska thanks
What
to
a
an old
coincidence.
story. What coincidence. He knew about an old story passed through his ancestors about a vault that his family once owned that contained a rare jewel of the same name. That's where we find ourselves today, up in the mountains, trying to find a way into this strange dungeon or place or vault or whatever it happens to be in the mountains. And yeah, that's where we rejoin.
We're in Velena's eye socket.
You are.
Yep.
I realised I checked. Halflings don't get dark vision, so
I wasn't very much playing up to that anyway. I'm
that's
just
fine.
hiding behind Ayla.
Sometimes I don't know all the rules off the top of my head, so I
All I
checked.
can see is Ayla's hair as I bury my face in.
And then you got blasted out of the cave by water. But yeah, so the very last thing that happened was you guys tried to make your way down, and these are sort of after you enter the large cavernous kind of like waterfall cave, which is about 60 feet, you then enter into a smaller 20-foot carved tunnel, which about 60 feet down of that, there is a stone platform upon which sat a series of stone braziers, and when Quill got too close to one, it triggered some sort of trap or some sort of protective system that flooded the cave. And that was the last thing you guys tried.
Oopsie doopsie. So, to recap,
Are both the eyes the same on the inside?
I mean, this looks like one tunnel.
Yeah, you've only looked in one. You haven't checked the other
To
one.
check the other one. Do you mind,
do.
Quill?
Yeah, I mean,
Eight
I'm
minutes
happy
of
to if you want to fly on over there, I'm happy to try and detect whatever magical effects are around here, and we can try and use that to avoid whatever these traps are from these lanterns.
Okay,
Okay.
go for it.
Braziers.
So are you going to split up from, I don't know if that's
split
what
the
Tom's
party?
suggesting, you split in the
I thought
party,
it was just
like,
nip through, see if there's any braziers.
Have a little look,
Identical.
see if there's any lanterns
the
about.
other eye socket is identical.
Braziers.
Okay.
Okay.
It's exactly the same. You see the lantern up ahead. I'm assuming you don't get closer. You kind of
Does it-
halt.
You see the lantern up ahead.
It's because you've been fucking saying lantern. Brazier, stone brazier up ahead.
Does it feel like those two tunnels are moving towards each other?
They're moving in the same. Yeah, you kind of. It's hard to tell because it's pitch black and it's all stone, but it does seem to be going in the same direction. Whether they converge, you don't know.
Okay.
You would have to. You could try and make like a survival check if Lucius wants to work that out,
Sure.
or anybody can make a survival check. Actually,
Right.
sure.
Natural 20 or a 21.
Really?
Really?
He's rolled a lot of them.
Nice.
20.
20.
Unnatural.
Both of you, yeah. Both of you kind of looking around and like it's hard to tell, but you do have dark vision and kind of thinking about it. You have the feeling that these are both going to converge in the same point, but they're also they're kind of heading sort of at a slight elevation, and then you have a feeling that they're going to converge in a single point.
Both tunnels are going to lead the same place. I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter which one we pick. We can stay in this one.
Okay.
We just need to get past this whole mechanism that's
Curse.
triggering the dam.
Brazier.
Yeah. Well, it recognized something getting nearby.
What if we put
When I went
Howard
place.
first?
Wait,
I mean, at risk of another entire minute of torrents of water,
Or we could try and dispel it.
potentially. I mean, let me just detect first. I won't spend 10 minutes doing it because of the fly
You can
spell.
cast a normal detect magic.
Yep, just a regular old detect magic.
The sight activates. What's the range of detect magic?
It is sense of magic within 30 feet of me, so
Okay, so you have to get 30 feet closer. You have to move up. 30
I won't
feet
get within 5, basically.
Well, are you going to move to 30 feet, or are you going to get closer than that? What are you doing?
I want to just get to 30 feet away
Okay.
and see if I can see an aura.
There is an aura of magic, yes, around that brazier, and it fills the tunnel basically. It's emanating like a sphere of magic, like an aura of magic. And the school of magic would be abjuration.
Abjuration, and that means that means that
It's all abjury.
it's a, yeah. So yeah, the lanterns there. I think we might be able to get ahead, but just be wary. It might be a little abjury.
Sorry, what was that in the end?
Abjury.
He's Googling.
The school of magic is abjuration.
Okay.
What does that mean, Quill?
It means that it deals with the protective spells and the suppression of others' magic.
Oh, a protective spell, right?
Sorry,
Makes
no.
Oh, right.
I just had a message from a completely different world in Pathfinder. What is it?
Abjuration, yeah, for fuck's sake, just ask
No,
me. For
I can
fuck's
do
sake.
this.
Don't just
My
Google
book is
it.
vibrating, and it's telling me
I'm learning so much right now.
that.
Is it useful?
Fucking look, whatever. We get.
Abjuration magic is generally attached to things like wards and defenses and detections and stuff like that. Yes.
It is all abjury.
Can you get rid of it?
Potentially, but I mean, I can. There was like slight
No.
No, it's completely
No, it's
covering.
completely.
Okay.
He doesn't listen.
No, I mean,
Fucking
completely.
a
The
sphere
whole
fills
sphere.
the tunnel.
You did say
but
that, Mark.
before you said that there was
Yeah.
a route round.
No.
No,
When
he said
I said that you
look at
could
it.
fly to the sides, but that was nothing to do with the magic aura.
No.
Like, you don't listen. Just listen to me. Yes. Everybody else was like, no, what are you talking about?
He said it. The whole.
Yeah. The sphere of magic, the aura of magic fills the
Well,
tunnel.
I don't
There is
think
not a way around.
I don't think there's a path past this abjury aura, past this lantern.
Okay.
I just, I wonder if, I'm gonna regret saying this, but maybe I should go first.
Wait,
Because you.
Maybe there's something about my bloodline.
the mark of the air.
Yeah.
what if we try and dispel it to prevent another damn flood in case that isn't correct?
Yeah.
And we are wasting another minute of time.
I
Waiting.
mean, maybe if I dispel it, if we start seeing that red light again,
True. If you just. It kind of did
That
that,
might
for a
stop
bit,
it.
didn't it?
yeah.
What if
It was,
it
it was
does?
about 6 seconds. It was like flashing
Yeah.
red and it made a noise for about 6 seconds and then you heard the stone.
So Howard, try and then.
I wouldn't mind trying it as long as Miss Sailor and Miss Sentry are right behind me.
I'll be
got
right
you.
behind you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
But I will not.
I can
cross
get
it,
right
yeah.
behind
Okay.
them if it goes wrong.
So Howard, you're going to fly ahead
Yeah.
with Sentry and Ayla behind you, but Ayla and Sentry, you're going to stop like...
Oh, we're not going to go like within 5.
So you're going to stay basically where Quill is, basically. Or
We
like
want to stay like 10 feet away from the.
10 feet, okay,
the-
from the brazier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just catch
When Howard gets close to the brazier, you fly like... You get within 10 feet, nothing
Yeah.
happens. You get within 5 feet, nothing happens. Yeah, totally fine.
Hey, look, nothing's happening.
And Ayla and Sentry, you're staying about sort of, so you're going to stay 10 feet away from the brazier. So you're going to move into the aura that the brazier is projecting. Quill said there's a 20-foot aura.
Oh, 20 foot.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll do whatever Quill says. I won't get any closer than 20
Do
foot
20
then.
foot.
Okay, so you stay at the 20-foot radius of the aura, like Quill's saying, like, yep, don't go any further, whatever. Nothing happens. So
No,
This is
And,
good. This is great, Howard. You're doing great.
okay.
The problem is, I don't want to send you all the way in on your own.
I don't want to go in all the way on my own.
No.
The first time round, was I in the aura for the full 6 seconds?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have been.
mean,
and you
you
guys all
tried-
stopped when you heard the flashing. You said, we stop,
Yeah.
don't move, and then you backed up.
I mean, we could try dipping in and out and seeing if that just cancels it before the alarm, before the water.
I'm going to get a bit closer to Howard.
Okay. When you step within the aura, the brazier turns crimson red. It lights
I will back up.
and it begins
I will
making
back
noise. Doesn't stop. It
Okay.
Come back, Howard! Come back! Come back! Come back!
I'm running
Spell
towards them.
magic.
Okay. You cast Dispel Magic.
Yeah.
And that's within the 6 seconds. The Dispel Magic cuts the brazier off. The light goes out. The sound stops, and you don't hear the grinding of stone.
Okay.
Solved!
I mean, I could keep doing this, but
Well, I think
move
Dispel
through.
Magic lasts for a while.
go.
I think like
What
it
if
dispels
I-
it better.
yeah, I just mean to any other traps that come
That's
up.
okay. Backpack, Howard.
Okay.
We'll keep moving.
Keep going.
We have to do this to every brazier on the way, right? There are more?
There are more. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I could keep doing that, but there must be a better way.
I have the same spell as you.
Okay. I mean, we can share the load.
What if I go and see if there's like something I can touch or like a
Dispel Magic
spectre or something?
concentration, Tom.
No.
It's not. Okay, so your detect magic is still up.
Mine's
Yes.
concentration.
Is it?
Yeah.
What
Dispel
else do you
magic.
detect?
Oh, it's tech magic. Sorry.
Yeah.
My brain.
Yeah.
You've still got
So-
detect.
Raisin
I
bread.
can still detect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Within that first brazier.
I mean, yeah,
It's
I'll,
fine.
I'll cross that first one.
Yeah.
Nothing within 30 feet.
Once it's dispelled, yeah, you see the aura vanish. The aura
Okay.
completely vanishes.
All right, I'm going to move through.
Yeah. Howard, I really don't want you to head up
don't.
through that on your own, because we don't know what's on the other side of this tunnel at all.
Can I just see how many braziers I can
See one more ahead. With your dark vision of 60 feet, you can see 2 more up ahead.
2 more.
There's 2 more barriers to get through. Can we just do the same method twice?
We could do. Yeah. I
Can't see
mean,
any other way to get us all there.
As long as it's quick.
Unless we teleport or Misty Step or...
Teleport.
what are you thinking, Howard?
What would Nova say
got
at this
pots and
moment in
pans now.
time?
I'll use Arcane Gate.
Did you hear that?
She's here with us.
There's a parrot, I think, outside the eye.
You guys are still flying, right? You've not like flown next to the brazier or anything like that. You're just flying up in the tunnel.
We're just past
Going
the first
forward.
checkpoint.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, we're 120 feet under spell magic, so I could also just do it to the next one and the one after that, unless you want to take one of them or both.
Share the load.
I've got to take magic, not dispel magic.
Oh, okay. In that case,
It's all you.
next lantern, I'll just preemptively.
Cast a spell magic on it.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you cast a spell magic. You don't know if it has an effect. 'Cause you're not close enough for the aura.
Okay, we'll test it out. Howard, I guess go
Move
close
forward.
to this one.
Everyone moves forward. Nothing happens.
Okie dokie, keep on
See,
moving
you
through.
can see that last one, and then after that third one, there doesn't seem to be any more. Those with you with dark vision, you can see past that. There doesn't appear to be any more.
What is past that?
A little bit more tunnel, but it begins curving inwards now.
Okay. We're getting near the end.
Okay.
So there's one more brazier.
Okay.
I mean, I'll get close enough to this one to at least see the aura, if there is one.
There is an aura.
Okay. Dispelled.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you mark it off. Yeah, just Quill just silences the magic. Closes down all of these different, whatever they are, these wards that seem to activate some sort of device. And yeah, the tunnel now opens up. It does begin to curve round, and you can begin to start seeing. But I'm assuming you guys push forward, unless you guys are going to say otherwise.
Can we,
Still got detect magic.
if it's within 10 minutes, yeah. But can
should
I
probably
see
go for it.
anywhere,
Fine, then.
like, where the water would have opened up?
Yeah, so as you begin making that way around the curve, you begin to see that in the middle, once it joins up, there is actually kind of an antechamber with stairs that now lead down. And above the stairs, you can see this great kind of circular disc has been made. And there is, from that disc, there's almost these channels that lead the actual current water out, and is what's filling the tunnel normally. But you can see that there are sections of that disc that look like they slide or open up, and that's where the water is coming from.
Okay. Well, anyway, anything beyond this point is not that trap anymore, so we don't need to worry about water.
We just need to be aware of new traps.
Yeah.
Well, we made it this far, Howard. Great adventure, right?
Oh, yeah, wonderful. Does every adventure start like this where you always drown?
Yes, actually, yeah. Almost all the time.
It's a lot of
really weird.
drown
Yeah.
threat, isn't it?
We've been underwater quite a bit. Now, does this area look Lover's Grovey to you?
Not at all.
No, it's just plain stone. There's a staircase leading down. That's
that the
what you've
only
seen so
path?
far. That seems to be the only path you can see
Howard,
Hello.
with your current eyes.
past the Gilded Grace bit.
North
your-
of Gilded Grace. Yeah.
What is that?
Within the Lover's Grove, many roads they built to lead astray, but the mark of an heir shall lead the way.
So it's the creator's face is looking at the Lover's Grove, right?
Yeah.
That can't be inside the Lover's face, can it? I mean, maybe.
I mean, the Lover's Grove thing is beyond the face part, beyond
I mean,
The creator's
So-
face came first.
yeah, then we're in the creator's face rather than where they're looking.
It says the legacy of our kin, so that's probably the vote, rests within the stones north of a gilded grace. So it says within the stones. We are within the stones.
We are within the stones, right?
We're all
Okay,
up in them.
we're up in the stones. Yes.
Bill, do you see anything else down these stairs?
Your detect magic does not detect anything.
Is it
on these stairs?
moist on these stairs?
There is a little bit of slickness and sort of wetness, yeah, just from where the water is being channeled out. It occasionally splashes over and
But
things
it's not
that.
like it's not been covered.
No.
Trip hazard.
So we can just head on down.
Yeah.
There's no risk of it flooding
Well,
from the previous mechanism.
No, the channels divert it away from the staircase. Like the actual kind of like big disc is before the staircase starts leading down. So any water from there would flow directly out of the two tunnels you've been coming down. There is an ever so slight elevation to kind of channel it.
That's a big disc.
Yeah, it's
Size
huge.
of that disc.
Well, I suppose we head down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get on down.
You guys make your way down. The stairs lead down further and further, and they're a long way. Like the stairs take a considerable time. There's long tunnels that they start leading you down. How long does detect magic last?
It's 10 minutes.
10 minutes and fly. Both of those would probably end by the time you've kind of made your way down these stairs. You make your way into beautifully carved, pretty smooth and unadorned tunnels that seem to be taking you deeper into the mountain, the heart of the mountain below you. Eventually, though, once both spells have run out, and maybe about 5-10 minutes after that, you guys find yourselves in a large, beautiful, carved circular chamber. It appears to be decorated like an open field in the hills, with stone trees, carved benches, and banners all along its sides. Along the walls, as a mural, is a scene showing the marriage of a dwarven maiden and a young halfling man, with their families on each side in happy celebration, throwing flowers up into the air and onto the ground.
When are we going to find the Lover's Grove?
What was the thing about the Lover's Grove and the thing in the...
Many paths.
Many paths lead astray.
From this chamber, there appear to be 12 tunnels leading off from it.
Okay, I mean...
This is like my grandmammy told me around the fireplace.
Real.
It's the union between the dwarf and the halfling.
It's simply delightful.
This is why I'm a
Really
16th
nice.
dwarf, Miss Century.
Oh,
16th? That's like a whole toe or something.
that is.
Sorry,
Thought about it
okay.
that way.
Well, I mean, look, there's many routes out of here. Are you feeling anything about exit number 1, this one?
So, I'll go and sit. We'll stand like in the middle.
12 tunnels leading off from
I'll
it.
just be like,
Really focus on your heritage and your ancestry.
Make a, what do you want to do here? Do you want to make like an insight, a perception? What are you
do I
trying
have
to get?
any of these stats?
Should we
Roll
have
the
skills?
basics.
The amount you're tensing, a don't shit yourself check.
Like, are you trying to just like get like a feeling, like a gut
A
reaction, a vibe?
Vibe.
Make an insight check.
Like maybe
Vibe
an
check?
ancestor speaks to me or something.
Sure.
I've
Make
got
an
no
insight check.
Just wisdom, isn't it?
Just wisdom if you don't have the
So
skill.
is that a 16 plus 2?
Yeah.
Plus 2. Okay,
18.
18.
Thinking about it, like, you do get a gut feeling. You start looking at all these tunnels, and they're identical.
Yeah.
There's nothing to really differentiate them.
Tunnel.
You don't. None of the tunnels individually call to you. You don't feel like a magical sense. You don't feel like any sort of like, nothing triggers your memories or anything like that. You just notice that this place is very pretty. It's got lovely carvings of all the flowers, like
I'd
nice
bring my
pretty
husband
coloured
here.
flowers. They're being like thrown up into the air. Yeah, it is the kind of place that your husband would have loved. But yeah, none of these tunnels. It's not like there's no magical sense. You don't get like a nothing like lights up, or you can't see anything unusual. It all just looks identical. Apart from this chamber with its, the carvings and the flowers.
Look at the
got nothing.
statues
Okay.
and look at like where they're looking. Are they looking at each
They're looking
other?
at the couple in the very center, kind of like the sort of main wall. It's sort of like all themed around this couple who are being married.
So I'll investigate
the
the
gazebo.
couple.
Okay.
And they're just looking at
And
each
then, and then all the statues are like throwing flowers, like the statues are carved so that it looks like they're throwing, like a marriage, like a wedding, right?
Yeah.
And like all the flowers are like falling onto the floor, onto the walls. There's all different
flowers
brightly
made of
coloured
stone?
ones. When you look at the flowers, they're made of stone, but they're painted. They're all painted in different colours. Because you have Lookquill's light spell and your dancing lights, your dark vision isn't just in black and white, so you can actually see the colours.
Well, are there all kinds of colours?
Yeah, there's all kinds of colours, like red, blue, green, yellow, purple. There's about 12 different colours.
Are they all flush to the wall, or is there any that stick out?
What, the flowers?
Or anything on the wall that sticks out?
Yeah, it's all bas relief. So like all of the statues themselves, it's like carved, like they're partially
carved.
3D. Yeah, it's like a bas relief. So they're not like.
I want to try and see if any of them...
Yeah, you start going around. Yeah, make an investigation check.
Do any of these colours speak to you? The flowers, Howard?
I quite like the purple actually, but then, red. Red is the colour that, we wore at our
That's a
wedding.
bad one.
Blue's quite nice actually. Green now. You always want some
16.
green on your plate.
So as Howard's sort of babbling around about his favourite colours, like Ayla, you test quite a few, like the flowers, you test the statues. Nothing in the actual carving seems to be, you can't press into it. You don't see any sort of like, sort of hinges or secret doors or anything like that here.
I mean, we could just...
The only thing I think with the 16, you do notice that like the flowers don't just decorate the floor in this chamber, the flowers actually lead down each of the tunnels as well.
Okay.
12 colours, 12 tunnels. Got to pick a colour.
I mean, I can send an...
I'm wondering if none of them are the right path.
Oh,
You
it's
think there's a
red
13th?
herring.
Well, it said in the thing that there's the many paths to lead astray, right? They all look the same, so...
But the mark of an heir shall lead the way.
The
Well,
mark.
what's the
yeah.
mark? What's
Do you
your
have a
family
birthmark?
mark?
Is there a family heirloom or something?
That's a very personal question to ask.
Is there any family?
I've got my dwarven toe.
True.
One hairy dwarven toe.
It's really hairy. It's a lot hairier than the others.
Okay, what about the page you've got? Is there any symbol on there? Any?
The Hornsilver family.
There's a splotch here where I accidentally got some.
That's
crest
soup.
Families never had like a crest or a color
No,
or a
no
heraldry.
crest. We're just a humble family.
I mean, we could. I can send an arcane eye down one of them, but you just need to pick which one. Maybe you could do Oogie Boogie Boogie Go.
What?
I've never heard of that.
What's that?
Oogie Boogie Boogie Go.
It's always 4.
So it's always the fourth one.
No.
Just yeah.
Starbane's forces gotta go.
That's 4 again.
Grab his nose, punch his throat. Oogie Boogie Googie Go.
Right.
It's the erosion
I don't remember.
version,
I don't remember
It's a
that.
kid's thing.
Yeah. Okay.
which is technically what I still am.
Oh.
Yeah, he's 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
True. Is there?
I just
Yes,
feel
Howard.
like there's an additional thing.
I mean, the fact that there's a riddle and like there's these clues in the story to like help lead the way.
And I mean, we did just fumble our way through with Dispel Magic.
There's children on the thing, right?
There's a mixture of adults and children's, yeah.
Is there anything on one of the carvings of the children? Is there like a
Symbol or anything like that?
Yeah.
No, there's no symbol.
Okay.
They're all kind of dressed in the same sort of clothes.
Not
Some of the kids are throwing flowers, some of the adults are throwing flowers, but some mixture of things.
Are there any silver flowers?
Silver? No.
No. Okay. Just orange silver in it.
Yeah. They tend to be like the base colours, like
rings, the rings.
That's a good. I mean,
Colour.
if it was
they're
that,
not
I'd be
colours.
pissed.
I know, right?
Yeah. Colours. The main colours
the
it
name.
seems is there'd be green, blue, yellow, purple, pink, red, orange, brown. I'm trying to think of 12 colours now. Teal, like
Magenta.
magenta.
So not magenta, not
Okay.
teal.
I think of like
Two more.
I don't know. I feel like it's not anything to do with the color. All of a
Mauve.
brown. Did I say brown?
You said brown.
Black, white. There you go.
Oh wow.
Is there
Two
anything
more.
on the
They're not
ceiling?
colours, they're shades.
You look up at the ceiling. It's just carved to look like a canopy of trees.
Mark of the air. It's
Yeah,
gotta
just-
be something
could
like
be.
a family.
If you'd like to make rolls,
Mark of the air.
Mark, tell us what the answer.
if you would like to make rolls, if you like, because your characters might be able to figure
I mean,
stuff out.
I'll,
You guys
I'll have a look at this this mural and see if I can spot something.
Wow.
Like, I don't know, maybe everyone's looking at it
What are
and
you
they're
looking
just.
for?
I'm looking for the.
What are you
right-
trying to do?
I'm trying to see if there's text on there that says door 5.
Okay. There is no any text on there. No check
actually-
required.
I speak Dwarvish.
Okay.
Is there any Dwarvish anywhere?
No, there's no Dwarvish here. There's nothing, no written down.
You halfling or anything?
No Halfling, no.
Elvish.
Nope, no Elvish.
How many
No,
people
no text of
are in the reliefs?
There'd be 12.
That's annoying.
Uh-huh.
Which one is the air?
How many children?
4.
Okay, that doesn't matter.
So
Tries basing it entirely on like if Mark goes,
Who cares? We're-
And they wearing very similar things. Not like
people are
one's
dressed
red,
in like
one's
some
blue,
of them are in
one's-
common clothes, some of them are in fine clothes.
What are the children looking at? All looking at.
Everyone's looking at the couple. Yeah, it's like a wedding. They're all like, "Hey, happy couple! Yay! Throw the flowers up in the air."
what colours are the couple wearing?
No, there's the people aren't coloured. The only things that are coloured are the flowers that seem to all scatter on the floor. And then, as Ayla noticed, they all seem to lead down the tunnels. as
And
well.
do they have any like markings on them? Anything?
On the flowers?
No, on the
couple
The
On
themselves.
the couple? No.
the
On
flowers.
the flowers?
On the flowers, they're all individual colours, and each tunnel seems to, now that you look at them, like you're paying more attention, each tunnel has a trail of single colour. Each colour goes into each tunnel. So it's like all the yellow flowers eventually lead into one tunnel and then lead down that tunnel. All the blue flowers lead down one tunnel. All the pink flowers lead down
When
one
we
tunnel.
entered the tunnel, the braziers lit up red.
Well, red when there was, I mean,
Bad.
bad, yeah.
I don't think it's a color thing. I think it's like some kind of a sigil for the family. Mark of the air. I just feel like all these paths are just not it.
Can I do some kind of check, like for I don't know,
Sure.
family history or something? Like,
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You can make a history check.
what's history?
Intelligence.
The past. Oh, sorry.
15.
15. I mean, you don't remember any stories about crests or heraldry or symbols? I mean, the story, you know this story pretty well, and you're remembering all the parts that are relevant to this part of the story. I think the only thing that with a 15, you get the feeling that, like, this whole story, this whole, like, all of these clues, they're always, it's very cryptic. You don't think it necessarily is always literal. Like, the mark of an heir, you don't think it would be like a symbol or a sigil or something like that. It would be something to do with what the word heir means and what signifies an heir, like what could represent an heir.
Can I pluck a hair from my head?
Yep, you pluck a little hair from your head.
Throw it up to the wind.
It's just like...
I think it's pointing towards that one.
Yeah, which one do you want me to roll?
Maybe.
Was that
Oh, it's moved. It's moved. That one.
It points towards tunnel number 11.
So an heir is like nobility of some kind, like a prince or princess of something like that. This is a halfling and a dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how the horns
Mark of an heir. Again, you could also just pick a tunnel and start going down it and be like, fuck it, let's go. Pick one. Process of elimination, if nothing else.
You could send an arcane eye down one of them,
Just one of them, yeah.
just to see what a tunnel is like.
Is there anything near the doorways themselves to the tunnel?
Apart from the actual just reliefs of all the characters, not really. And nothing seems to separate them. There's nothing which like makes each one individual. It's just their positioning. And then these, again, the trails of these colored flowers.
We tried to get Nova back.
Over.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Best way to, like, this is the easiest way I've found to challenge you guys is not like combat encounters, but puzzles. Riddles.
Really annoying.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you want to make checks, you can make checks.
I don't even know what to check for.
Quill's got spells. Quill's got abilities. If you want to, Katie, you can just make like a wisdom, like an insight check.
That will go well.
Oh, wow.
Fuck it, yeah. Insight.
Sure.
Oh, I got 19. Plus 1, 20. Whoa!
Yeah.
I thought I had a -1 there.
Lucius says, like, yeah, like kings and queens, like an heir, like something to signify it. Well, I mean, like, in a clan, it's more like you signify who's, like, you know, when in the, like, wild elf clans and stuff like that, it's hereditary. It's, like, bound by, like, somebody's blood. It's like you are the father and son or the daughter of like, a clan, and it follows down.
Just get a knife.
Yeah. And it's like...
She's holding a knife next to me.
Like, the mark of an heir to Ayla would
won't
probably
believe
be like the blood of a descendant or the blood of an heir. That would be like the most, like that's
Got
what
to
Ayla...
gut you, Howard.
Blood of an heir.
Excuse me?
Hung, drawn, and quartered.
Well, you are the key. No, I'm not gonna stab
I
you,
just
Howard.
remembered I
Jesus.
left the oven on in the Stormchaser. I'm gonna go
We
check
have
on
an
it.
oven.
What?
We have an oven in our wooden
Oh,
airship.
great.
Speaking of, you said you
Even
were
after Nova, she's blowing up the ship.
Just a small bit of blood
Um,
on the wall, maybe.
hey, look,
What?
blood's red.
Yeah,
Could be
but
like a red flower.
it could be, but
My blood's green.
Could be the green
It's
flowers.
not green. Howard's blood is not green.
I can send an
I mean,
arcane
it's
eye
wonderful.
down the
red
red
one.
flower tunnel.
Before we spill any,
I was
Howard blood.
just a little
I'll faint.
nip.
I know, we've seen a lot of blood.
You've seen a lot of blood. We've seen a lot of decapitations, broken bones. Yeah,
It's pretty nasty.
Sounds ghastly.
we've seen a lot. My jaw was blown off at one point.
I remember that, actually, I do, yeah. Do you remember I tried to bring you some soup in a straw?
I do.
It was a bit messy.
Really hard to
Through the hole.
grasp on that straw.
Howard was around when that happened.
I think
It was if it was after Gusthaven.
It was
It was during Gusthaven.
During
And I think the
Gusthaven. We
crew,
didn't
crew
have
got
the crew
recruited
yet
at the end of
afterwards.
Gusthaven.
Yeah.
So we
It was when you were recovering, and I brought you a straw.
somehow you were there.
Yeah, I was there.
Didn't know it at the
That's
time.
why you hired me.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Always been
Rejuvenating soup.
Someone jammed a straw in my throat.
Yeah.
We should hire them.
Is Howard
That's
your
super helpful.
multi-universe character?
No.
Okay.
I do love the fact that if I don't interrupt, you guys would literally spend 2 hours just talking about Howard bringing Quill soups.
It's
and
Howard.
soup.
I just remembered.
I'm like, this is why it's taken us 4 years to do a D&D
Yeah.
campaign.
I just remembered the fridge.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yes,
say,
what was that?
Master Quill.
Yeah, I'm
if-
really sorry.
You said
Look,
you were gonna get me some kind of
When we
cooling
get back to
storage.
Horizon, I'm going to look for Zamzim
Oh, so you did look into it?
I did, yes.
thank
And
you.
someone's currently making it for us. I gave him a lot of money and
Isn't that nice?
the resources
So
for
I
it.
just pick up Howard's hand and just and
That's really,
get a little knife
I can't
and
believe
just like a
that's such a nice thing.
little hands, like the tiniest, like
Yeah, you can make Yeah, you can like get
and
little...
then like,
I'm bleeding my own blood.
put it by the couple on the wall.
Yeah, smear some blood on the stone.
Death saving throw.
Nothing happened.
14.
Oh, okay, you're right.
Okay,
Blood.
Send
Before-
an arcane eye.
before
down the
you
red.
start tearing Howard to bits.
That's all I was doing. I'm done.
But we had an idea. Blood red,
And
red
then
flower.
started having a conversation
You
with
got
Howard.
distracted talking about a fridge, whatever that is. So I decided to take matters into my own hands. That didn't work. Next thing.
Oh, it really hurts.
Sorry, Howard.
fridge.
I think I'm going to lose it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
gangrenous. I taste gangrene.
You okay?
I need this for chopping.
I know.
Chopping apples.
It's all right. I'll look after you. Here, I've got. It's a little
Thank
cold
you.
compress.
Thank
The
you.
arcane eye
Oh, it's such a...
travels down the tunnel.
Thanks.
The arcane eye travels down the tunnel. It goes on for, and it lasts like a long time, right? It's like
Yeah.
it's invisible and it's basically just follows on. And it has dark vision. Does it have dark vision?
It lasts for an hour, yeah. It has normal and dark vision out to 30 feet and can look out in any direction.
It takes a while kind of navigating down these tunnels, but eventually the path of the ruby red flowers leads into a series of carved, winding corridors that all have a slight decline to them. And you get the sense, almost like roots of a tree, it kind of winds here and there, kind of going all about the place. And then eventually it kind of smooths out into a long, flat corridor where it comes to a large antechamber. And in the large antechamber, with only 30 feet range, it has to, like, how much do you want to send it around the room?
I mean, I'll have a, I
sure.
want to make sure this is not just a trap.
Sure. The antechamber has a giant set of stone stairs that leads up to an ornate door, decorated to look like the entrance to a great dwarven hall. At the top of the stairs, the arcane eye can see that there is a dais, like a stone, like platform to stand on, about the size of a, dwarf or a halfling could stand upon it. Around that are 12 discs. The arcane eye sees everything in black and white. There's no light source in here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
sees black and white discs on the ground around the dais.
making sure I'm following specifically the line of red flowers so I don't start
the
following
flowers,
everything.
as they reach the entrance to this chamber, the flowers stop. And this
Okay,
chamber doesn't
fine.
have any more flowers in it. The other thing in this chamber is that there are, along with the dais with the 12 discs, the black and white discs, there are 12 statues, 6 dwarves and 6 halflings, different genders, different clothing, all spaced around, each holding out a hand as if they were putting a key into a door. And you notice that each of the keys have different amounts of teeth on them.
Don't worry, we got more of this, guys.
Okay,
So what is the fridge?
it's a evocation spell. I found out from TikTok somehow.
The other thing that the eye might pick up on as well, because as you're traveling it back, at the foot of one of the statues, you see, it must be so old. Quill would kind of recognize it, like rusted-looking chainmail, but like in a heap, like a pile. And there's like, maybe some tattered, really old-looking pieces of cloth in here.
Okay.
And that's the last thing the eye sees.
Thank you for that.
So,
Why did you turn towards me?
I covered my mouth. I'm
Did
fine.
COVID teach you nothing?
Not at all. Just lost all of my social ability. What?
Aren't you the last one you haven't had COVID?
I still haven't had it, no.
Me neither.
And we lick each other all the time. Anyway, I mean, unless this is a very ornately designed trap, I'm pretty sure the red tunnel is the correct
How long
one.
have you got left on the arcane eye?
It's taken about 15 minutes to send the eye down here and explore around.
That's quite a while.
15,
45
20
minutes, yeah.
All right.
Why, you want me to go down another path?
Yeah, by the time it comes back, you'd have half an hour left, so you could basically go down one tunnel.
Yeah, just-
Pick one, yeah.
Let's
you may as
rule
well.
out that they all have this.
Sure.
I like the colour green.
Green. We'll go down the green path.
Okay. The green one travels about the same amount of distance,
again.
that same winding, confusing, twirling path, and then it reaches a flat sort of like length, kind of just like the other one did. And you can see that there is like the eye can, as it's moving forward, just continues going. And then eventually it reaches a point where, from the eye's perspective, it looks like the tunnel continues, and then the eye hits a solid wall. It like impacts into a solid wall.
Okay.
It's a Wile E. Coyote.
The eye's not like a creature or anything. It's just like a magical effect with like invisibility.
Why would you know?
Fucking Hawaii.
Gotta know these things.
No, it's just an invisible sense.
Yeah, it just bashes up against the dead end. But the dead end is painted, almost like you get the impression that it's been painted to look like the tunnel continues, like a Wile E. Coyote tunnel, basically.
Yeah.
Like using very, very clever, careful artistry to make it look like it would continue, even to somebody with dark vision.
Okay, dead end on that one. So, I mean, it sounds like red is the right one. Don't cut Howard anymore.
Mark of
It
the
was
air.
worth a shot.
We might need to cut you in the next bit. Let's go.
What? Sentry, protect me.
Yeah, and as we
you
take
follow
the
the
journey down, I'll
Fighting Quill,
explain what I saw at the end.
Yeah, it was as Quill's kind of explaining it, and eventually you guys see it for yourselves. You see, I'll read it out again. Where's the description of it? Here it is. The tunnel comes to a large antechamber with a great set of stone stairs leading up to an ornate door decorated to look like a great dwarven hall. At the top of the stairs, before the door, is a dais with 12 discs set around it on the floor. 7 of the discs are made of white marble, and 5 are made from black onyx. Around the chamber are 12 statues, 6 dwarves and 6 halflings. Each of the statues is posed as if putting a key into a lock, and each of the keys have a different number of teeth. As Howard, you kind of get into this chamber, you remember more of the story that your grandmother told you.
I just remembered something.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah? Tell me.
Cursed.
It is very cursed, but if you don't, I will read it out, just because I didn't want to give Kim too much pre-information, because I know that she'd be sitting there trying to work it out. I'll read it in Howard's voice.
Don't, you'll
It'd
show
be
me
nice
up.
to hear
You're
it.
gonna show me up.
Howard, the next part of the sort of story, the clues in the story, because there is more to the story, but these are like the clues, like, Indiana Jones has got a little bit. The legacy's path shall not yield to any but a child of stone and field. The legacy's keys are held by... The legacy's keys are held by those who came before. Seek their name to open the door. The miner, the master, the weaver, the maker. Their keys turned once shall touch the taker. When all 4 keys are quiet and still, an air's caress unlocks the will.
Fuck me.
Could you like that? Send that to me.
No, I'll just read it out again whenever you want.
That's a lot of words.
All right.
The miner, the master.
Howard's got to
Can you paste it
touch
into
something.
He's
Discord?
got a...
Yes, I can paste it into
Paste it into
Discord.
Discord.
Stone and field.
Yeah, the legacy's path shall not yield to any but a child of stone and field. The legacy's keys are held by those who came before. Seek their name to open the door. The miner, the master, the weaver, the maker. Their keys turned once shall touch the taker. When all 4 keys are quiet and still, an air's caress shall unlock the will. And I will put it in Discord.
So those 4
I think that
came
last bit's
before the stone field one.
Miner, master, weaver, maker.
So that's the descendant of the master, miner,
Weaver, maker.
weaver maker. They need to point towards the taker. Is that like the undertaker?
No, the taker is the person who's going into.
Oh, the person
vault.
taking.
If I may, I wonder that all the keys have different number of teeth on them. What if this is a case of arithmetics?
You reckon?
I mean, how many teeth are on the keys?
Yeah.
If you take a closer look, so the statue was literally, Orb only got like a closer look. You'd need to get closer to a statue to examine it. If you'd like to do that, you can do that. Just tell me like specifics of what you want to do at this point.
I mean,
Because there's extra information that like you might get.
Can I just do a regular Arcana check to feel if there's any magical presence in this room?
It's not exactly how Arcana works, but I'll let you make an Arcana check, yeah? But that would be, that is called Detect Magic, sir.
So,
I feel like
I
you
think
should
you'll find.
detect magic in this room.
I have spent a lot of my magical energy as it
I can
is.
detect magic.
That would be useful.
The chamber's quite large, like, it's probably sort of like 90 feet across. It's quite a big chamber.
Maybe around the statue area.
Okay. Yes, I'll stand by one of the statues.
Okay. Cast Detect Magic.
Yeah.
All right. The statues all resonate with almost the exact same aura. If you move and check out different statues, they all have the same thing. There's a couple of different pieces of information. With the Detect Magic, each of these statues does have strong magical auras. Mixture of schools of magic, though. Transmutation, abjuration, and enchantment. All different kinds of magic, basically, but very strong transmutation school of magic. The other thing you would notice, Sentry, taking a closer look at the statues, is the keys, where the sort of like the head of the key is coming out, there is a seam around the sort of barrel of the key, if you want to think of it that way, which makes it look like the ends can be twisted or turned.
The key's turned once.
Do you want to examine anything else with Detect Magic or just the statues?
Can I look at the dais on the floor?
Yeah, up by the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both the dais and the 12 discs around it all have a resonance of magic as well.
Okay.
And what order are the...
Do you step on any of the white or black discs, or are you examining them from afar?
I'll examine them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they alternate white and black?
They go in... I'll tell you the exact order. It goes white, black, white, white, black, white, black, white, white, black, white, black.
Okay.
White, black,
White, black,
white, black.
White, black, white, black, white, black.
Nice.
So it might be that white is dwarves and black is halflings, or the other way around?
There is 7 white discs and 5 black discs.
Can I look at the keys, see how many toothies are on them?
Each of the different statues, it looks like each of the statues, the one has 1, the next one has 2, 3, 4, 5, and it goes up to 12.
It's just in order.
Oh, right.
And is it obvious the
The
statues?
statues are all different people as well.
Who's a dwarf and who's a halfling?
It's obvious which ones are dwarves and halflings. They vary between different genders and styles of dress. Some of them are androgynous, some of them are men, some of them are women, some of them are young, some of them are old. Their dressing changes from fine clothes to common clothes.
How many of the statues are dwarves and how many are halflings?
6 in each. 6 of each.
Six in
6 dwarves, 6 halflings.
Okay.
White, black.
White,
There's 5
black, white, black.
spaces.
7 white.
We've got 5 black, and we've got the miner, master, weaver, maker, and taker, which are 5.
Can I do some kind of maybe like history check for Howard as to like the roles, like the miner, the master, like
Yeah,
who?
sure.
What's history again? It's
Intelligence. It's D20.
plus 2. 15.
15. I mean, yeah, they're all pretty kind of almost like archetypes, like they're kind of traditional roles in dwarven and halfling culture. It's kind of a mixture, right? Weavers and like makers probably would be more associated with maker is kind of both. Everybody has all of these things. But yeah, like a lot of dwarven and dwarven mainly, but some halfling society is, you have your job and that's very important to maybe that forms part of your surname, or, that's your role in the village. And it's very sort of what you do is almost part of who you are as well. So the miner, the maker, the all of these different things, they're probably, they were people who somebody would have been the miner, somebody would have been the weaver. And you probably with a 15 as well, that in halfling and dwarven, each of those different jobs has a name, like a word associated with it, and that sometimes becomes a name as well. If you want to name somebody to be a great weaver, you give them normally a typical name that is associated with that word.
Are there any names anywhere, on the statues? Is there anything written?
No
Or
written.
symbols?
Do any statues look like they have a pickaxe or mining
No,
gear?
none of them hold other objects except the key. They do have different clothing. Some of them do look more rich. Some of them look more common. But they're perfectly rendered, especially their faces. They're very intricate and detailed.
Is there anything else around the room? This is all in the middle of the room, right?
The statues are kind of scattered all
they're
over the
scattered
place.
all over.
Yeah.
Do they look movable?
No.
Do they?
They do look like they almost look lifelike, but they don't look like you can drag or move the statues around.
Are they?
We don't have to
I mean,
put
they
them
could,
on
but
the
very
dais then.
Are they pointing in
so.
different directions?
Yes. Yeah.
Can I just try turning one of the keys on one of the statues?
Which key would you like to turn? Let's go 1 through 12.
Okay, let's just do 6.
This appears to be the statue of a dwarven boy dressed in fine clothes. Their key has 6 teeth marks on it. And you just go up and you just want to...
Give it a little turn,
Give it a little turn, sure. When you turn it, you hear a great tunk, and you feel a kind of pulse of magic. The rest of you hear a great stone rumbling as a big stone disc rolls into the doorway of this chamber, blocking it off from the tunnel that you entered from, sealing the entrance. You begin to hear a faint hissing as you begin to see that from sort of like seemed kind of built into the cave's walls, gas begins to...
Maybe
What was that? Who did something?
At the same time, that statue of the key that you turned, of this young dwarven man... I need a
Wait,
roll
sentry?
initiative.
Oh.
Okay.
Someone was going to.
No! Don't ever touch the puzzle!
Listen, I love it. It's, you know, rather than sitting around worrying about it, just do it.
I'm worried because I've only got,
30 hit points.
30 hit points. Well, I've actually technically got 25 because I kind of almost fell out of the cave earlier.
Yeah.
Just pretend to be a statue.
I'm just going to pretend to be a statue. Thank you.
I'm just imagining Sentry just slowly like nudging a little bit closer, raising a hand, then choosing against it.
That's
Okay.
it.
Just
Sentry,
still looking at the key.
12.
Lucius,
18.
Howard,
8.
Quill,
15.
Ayla.
18.
All right. Lucius or Ayla. I think Ayla has the higher dex, so we'll go with Ayla.
Fuck knows.
You see this stone statue literally turn on Sentry. It's still holding the key in one of its hand, and it just looks like it's going to start clobbering Sentry. Also, at the start of your turn, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Agree.
Unless you are immune to poison.
That's a natural 1. So,
Total though?
12.
12. You're going to take 3 points of poison damage as you begin coughing. It's like your lungs filled with this poisonous gas.
Yeah.
Well, I will rage as my bonus action. Then I think what I want to do is there's a disc that covered the doorway. Can I see if I can run over and like try and move the disc and open up the tunnel again?
You certainly can try. Sure. That'd
give
be
it a go.
a strength athletics check. So it's going to be your full movement to get to the door and then action to try and open it.
Ugh. Strength check.
Yeah.
Ah,
That'd be athletics.
athletics. That is a plus.
Very high DC. It's very heavy.
32.
32. Nearly, but even with your immense strength, like, you begin pushing this thing and it must weigh
19.
thousands of tons. Like, it is a thick stone, like pure stone disc. The DC is 35.
Oh, wow.
I can't reach it
This
then.
thing.
Even with a nat 20, I can't reach
It is immensely heavy.
I wanted to try it anyway.
Yeah,
Oh well.
no, absolutely. All right, so Lucius.
The seams that are leaking gas in.
I'd say actually with you got so close, you've managed to move it an inch. You don't think you can open it, but you've created
Let the
enough in
gas
the
out?
airway that some of the gas is not having effect. So this round, nobody has to worry about the gas. But you can't if you hold it open, that's like your whole action is to hold it open. So you need to decide what you want to do on your turn. But for now, no gas for anyone.
How big's the seams that are leaking gas in?
They're all over the place.
They're
Like,
everywhere.
Yeah, they're like built
There's
into
no
the
chance
carved
of
walls.
covering it up.
You could try, but there's lots of them. You can see that like wherever there's like the cabin looks like it's natural like formed, you can see that a very carefully, cunningly disguised seam has been hidden amongst it now.
What are the other statues doing?
They're still silent.
Anything else lit up or changed
Nope.
in the room? How do we reset this?
And then the statue came alive.
And they're still holding the key,
They're still holding the key.
and it's twisted still.
Mhm.
I might try and just get in there and try and twist it back.
Sure, yeah. You'd have to make this would basically be, you'd make a melee attack, so like an unarmed strike attack to grab it, and then you could try and use your action to turn the key.
Natural 1.
Okay, this thing is just moving around and like tries to fight, and you just can't grab it and get a hold on this thing. That's gonna be
That's
your
my
turn.
turn, yeah.
All right. After that, the golem with 2 new targets with Lucius and Sentry in it, it just tries to clobber you once each. That is a 22 to hit Lucius.
Yep.
Can I use my new feat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is this your sentinel?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get to make a free attack against it with your reaction. I am going to do the damage to Lucius now.
Yeah.
But then we'll do your attack as a reaction to that.
Nice.
So Lucius, you're going to be taking 20 points of bludgeoning damage. Clobbers you in the face. Sentry gets a free hit.
That hurts a lot.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you didn't do it.
I've made it come alive. 17.
17 just barely hits this thing.
Oh,
It
nice.
breaks through its stony carapace.
All right, I'll just do a
It is
regular.
a stone golem.
Stone golem. I'll just do a regular Starbreaker attack for now.
Okay.
Just
No smite.
no smite. Just
Okay.
until
Well, you do
we-
get 1 d8 because of your improved divine smite, so you do get like an always-on d8, I think.
So you just get a free attack against
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as a reaction.
as a reaction.
Yeah. So when it hits a creature within 5 feet of Sentry that's not Sentry, she gets to make a free whack as a
Pretty
reaction. Well,
strong.
So that's 8,
8 points total.
8, 9, 10, 12 total.
12 points total. Is from a magic weapon, so 12 points of damage. Yeah, Starbreaker chips some of the statue, breaks some of it apart. Its second attack then goes towards Sentry. It's cocked. 24 to hit Sentry.
Yep.
Okay. That is going to be 21 points of bludgeoning damage. Kind of clobbers back into you as it strikes back in retaliation. That's it for its turn. We go to Quill.
I guess I'm gonna yell to Sentry to twist the key back, like Lucius tried to do, and I'll just Sacred Flame
Okay.
the
Save and
thing,
throw for
so
me.
Dex save.
6.
Fantastic. That is 48 plus 6, 26 damage.
26 points of damage.
26 radiant damage.
Okay, yeah, the Sacred Flame, the radiant energy does sort of break away parts of the golem itself, and you begin to see it kind of crumble away from the radiant light. Okay.
Yeah, and just telling Sentry, refix what you fix.
All right. Sentry, your turn.
Yeah, I'll do what Quill said.
All right, so it'd be basically like an unarmed strike to try and grab it and grapple it. And then if you do,
22.
you do manage to get a grip on its arm, and then you can spend your action, you twist the key. Unfortunately, nothing happens.
Oh, it's not working!
Oh, good. Okay. I'll solve it. I just rolled.
So that's unfortunately your action to do that, Sentry, unless there's a bonus action you'd like to do.
Nah, I'm good for bonus actions for now.
Howard.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm going to step up to the plate. I would like to pick up a rock
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to throw it.
Nice.
I'm going to throw a rock.
Yeah,
I'm going to throw a rock. That's a natural one.
that's a natural one. That's amazing. But you do have an effect.
But I do an effect. So I see the rock misses, and I'm going to shout, "Oi! Your mother's a rockery!"
Does, yeah.
And
But not just the golem. Lucius and Sentry, like Howard is like throwing rocks and yelling at this thing, and all you two and the golem are all distracted because you're worrying about Howard. You're like, oh god, Howard's like here. You start thinking about Howard. Whilst you are distracted, you take 1d4 extra damage from all sources. Because you're
I didn't
basically
realise it would do
you're
to them.
Yeah, well, yeah, you should read the ability. All creatures within 5 feet of the target, I believe it says.
piss.
So you're like, oh god, we gotta worry about Howard if this thing, like you're kind of like worrying about Howard being there.
forgot Howard
and
was
then this
here.
thing is like partly distracted as it's trying to fight you as well.
No, I don't mean your mother, Miss Sentry.
Yeah, it's like, what'd you say about my mum? Like,
Have a mother?
yeah.
Existential crisis.
Can I bonus
Queen of Story is a rockery?
New bonus action.
I would like to bonus action, take the help action,
Yep.
and I will help. I'll help Ayla. Why not?
Okay, so you want to give Ayla the help action to do what?
Whatever she wants.
So you basically, it's like, do you want to help her attack this thing? Do you want to help her, like, you know, do something with the door?
I'll help you with the door.
Okay, so Howard runs over to the door and he's like trying to help Ayla. He's like, what are you gonna do here? Right.
Try and wedge my frying pan in it.
All right.
Oh, there you go. With Howard's wedged frying pan,
Howard would give you advantage, which you already have. Howard is not helping you in any
I
way.
rolled a 19 on my previous one, and I physically can't reach the DC.
I'm just here to help, you know. Go, Miss Ayla.
Thanks, Howard. Does the frying pan keep it open?
No.
I mean, I watched a video of a frying pan get crushed by a hydraulic press.
Very similar to what happens.
I think that's yeah.
Teflon, was it?
Anyway,
How far away from the statue am I?
you can get to the statue. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna go to the statue.
I'm not going to worry. It's theater of the mind combat. You can easily get to it. Yeah, give it a whack.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that because
I just love that Howard goes over, wedges the frying pan, and is like, "I'm helping Miss Ayla," and she just immediately leaves, and I'm like,
and it's like your frying pan is stuck in
Yeah,
now,
just-
Howard.
sorry, Howard.
"I had that one for 20 years."
I'm so sorry. 14 plus 15 to hit. I think my Howling Tempest has got the wrong. I'm sure it was plus 16. Anyway.
It hits.
Huh?
It hits.
Yeah.
It kills.
It fucks.
What?
Let Katie add up.
I know.
God, it's just like so many just like ADHD extreme.
The other worst table, yes.
15 damage plus 5 lightning for the first.
So 20 points of damage.
Hey, bro, nice hammer.
Next
That
one
hammer fucks.
is 20 to hit.
20 hits.
I fuck her.
18 damage plus 1 lightning.
Just getting over back.
And then Aura.
Howard's changed you.
He fails the golem fails the save.
It's the Brazilian in me.
21.
21 more points.
Hammer fucks. Oh yeah.
All right. With Ayla's 2 combined strikes and the blast of lightning, I mean, parts of the golem are basically falling off it now. It is still up, but it is badly damaged. It is under half HP. As Ayla finishes bashing this thing.
It's pure stone, nothing inside it.
Yeah. I mean, there's like, you maybe see like lines of enchantment or like that have helped bring it to life and stuff, but there's no
Gem.
hidden inside. There's no gem. Lucius.
It's a giant diamond.
demon.
Whoa!
Yes,
Lucius.
right inside. I will help finish that thing off.
And you are in melee with it.
I am in melee with it.
Oh, actually, roll 2 more d4 for me, please, Ayla, because technically it was distracted by Howard, so you helped.
D4.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2d4 extra damage.
Super distracted.
6.
6 more points. All right. Yeah. Sorry, Lucius.
Just gonna cast Frostbite on it.
Okay. Is that a ranged spell?
Frostbite is
Saving throw?
Oh, it is. Hold on. I thought that was gonna be a touch one. It's not.
What about chill touch?
I don't have that.
touch
It's also
spell.
not a touch spell.
That's dumb.
That's necrotic as well.
Yeah. Wow.
Which is
Anyway.
silly. I'm going to get my sword out and
swing that sword.
Swack it. Swack it.
Swack it.
Swack
Give it a
it.
swack it.
Yes, whacked.
Swangin'.
Get swacked.
Right. I don't even have a quip.
Oh, don't come in, I'm swacking.
Wait. Oh no, I do have it. It's fine. I thought I
Okay.
Our brains are broken today.
did. Natural 20.
Joking.
It's a crit. He's rolled 3.
I want to
3
see
natural 20s from
2023
Oh, these are all
stats.
20s on there.
Yeah.
Ah,
So the
So
base
D8.
damage of it. So it's 8 plus the modifier. So what's its normal damage?
It's 1d8 plus 4.
So it'd be 12 damage plus another d8.
I'm doing it one-handed because I imagine getting a sword out and swinging in one.
Lucius is more of a one-handed fight.
8.
a one
Great.
whacker.
So what's it? 12 plus 8, 20 points of damage.
Nice.
Yuff me.
Yeah, you're gonna you chop it down, you cut into the arm with the magical blade slicing through the stone, badly damaging it, like breaking part of its forearm off. It's still up, but badly damaged now.
Excellent.
Cool. End of turn for Lucius.
Yeah.
All right.
So
The golem, still partially distracted, is gonna lash out. It is going to. It's kind of in its defensive mode, actually. It's got 3 of you around it. So actually, rather than making attacks.
D4?
Huh? Oh, yeah, plus a d4, please. Yeah, for the distraction. Yep.
Was it 2d4?
No, it's because you hit twice. 3.
Oh, because I hit.
3 more points. Okay.
is it dead?
That is not dead. No, unfortunately not. Yeah, it's not. The golem doesn't really know what's going on. It doesn't know it's badly injured. But with having 3 of you around it, it's going to activate like a field of magic. I need Lucius, Ayla, and Sentry to make Wisdom saving throws, please.
Oh, crap.
Plus 4.
Plus 3 from Sentry.
Oh, that's really good for me.
6.
6,
12.
12,
16.
16. All 3 of you fail and are under the slow spell. You can only make 1 attack. You can't use reactions. Your speed is halved.
Okay.
But that's it. The golem is just like it activates that automatically when enough of you get nearby. But that's its whole turn. Quill.
like flapping wings at the poison. Has the poison come back now, by the way?
Yes, it would have done. So yes, after Ayla's go, Lucius, can you make a con save? And Ayla
Thanks,
and Quill, you will make a
But
con
my
save.
You're welcome.
would it be on mine because the door was open at the start of my turn?
Yeah, true. Yeah, okay. So no Ayla, but just Quill,
22.
Lucius. 22. Yep, you're fine.
10, but I do have resistance to poison.
All right, then you take instead of 4, you take 2 poison damage.
Oh my god, I'm going to die.
Very slowly.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
I
Quill,
start
your turn.
screaming. Okay, I'm just gonna sacred flame this guy again.
It fails.
All right. So sacred flame plus
Total
a
of
d4.
1.
Is this your dice?
3, 25, 28.
28 points.
Oh, is this we got a set recently, didn't we?
Yeah.
All right, with that, the sacred flame, the radiant energy, breaks what's left of this golem apart, and it crumbles into stone pieces to debris at your feet, and it is defeated. You are no longer under the slow spell, and the golem is dead.
And the poison?
After a few moments, after about 6 seconds, the door rolls back, and the gas stops emanating into the room.
Okay, now, Sentry?
That was number 6.
Yeah, that was exciting.
Sentry, did you twist a key?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, why?
Don't do that.
Just try something.
We weren't getting anywhere.
We've been
barely
in the room
started.
for like 12 seconds max.
No, everybody,
It felt like half a session's worth of figuring out shit.
I saw it could be turned and I turned it.
No fighting,
All of them
everyone.
can be done. Okay.
Master Quill.
Okay,
come on
yes.
now.
All right, I'm
No
sorry. I'm
words.
Sentry,
That was 6.
thank you for trying something. It's eliminated one of the options and has made things easier in the future. I feel like trying things will lead us to our demise, but I appreciate
That's
the
much better.
thoughtfulness of your actions.
I twist a key.
I punch Lucius in his fucking face.
So to get these key twists absolutely correct. So
Yeah,
there
well, I
has
mean-
to be information here that signifies which four to do.
Yes,
You
Howard.
said there was some chainmail on the ground.
Yeah,
Cloth.
old, yeah, like really, really ancient, yeah.
So Howard would recall there was a part of the tale about how eventually, because of the falling out between the dwarves and the halflings, there was a battle within the vault. So
I'll tell you this, it doesn't look like it's not good dwarven made chainmail or anything like that.
Cheap.
It looks cheap, and the cloth and things like that, it's all dark clothing. I mean, it might be that these were like thieves that came in and like, you know, they've triggered one of these traps, maybe had to fight one of these golems or something like that and got killed. Or it could be from this battle that you remember. It's kind of the two options that you think are most likely.
is it like facing inwards towards?
It's like in a pile.
In a
It looks
pile,
like it's like
yeah.
somebody.
It's an arrow.
Can I have a
Honestly,
look?
anybody can make a medicine check, or a investigation, which is intelligence.
Ooh, 19 plus 4.
Okay. On medicine?
No, investigation.
On investigation. Yeah, kind of looking around about it, Howard kind of gets a bit of CSI on it. You're like, actually, the way it's been dropped here, it looks like somebody fell down, and then the way the chainmail's laid and the scraps of cloth almost look like they were maybe clothing or leather boots, maybe. It looks like somebody died here, and then their remains have rotted away after so many years. They've basically decomposed, and only the metal and like this little very flimsy piece of kind of hardened leather is like left, and it's like dust at this point. Like you pick it up and it just.
And is there anything like identifiers or any?
There's like some crimson stains under it, but no like identifiers or
Nothing
anything. It's so
really.
rusted and old.
flowers.
Like, yeah.
So
Are they
nothing
near
useful.
a statue? Are they near a statue?
Yeah, it is actually. It is near the what number is this? 1, 2, 3. The 4th statue.
Maybe on that one.
So you said all the statues are pointing in different directions. Does it so happen that there's any pointed towards that dais in the middle, or 4 of them?
Some of them could be seen as being looking that way, but it's
not
not a direct
definitively.
not a definitive thing. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'd say like maybe 7 of them look like vaguely they're looking in that direction, but you're not sure if that's intentional or if that's just happenstance.
Yeah. But again, none of them immediately look like miners, masters, weavers, makers. Because
They don't have any objects, yeah. Even by their clothing, there are some that I would say Quill can identify with your massive whopping perception.
engorged.
Your passive perception. What's your passive investigation as well? Do you have a high passive
I
investigation?
do. It's no, I don't actually. It's 17.
17. 17's enough. I mean, yeah, you can tell that like some of these statues are wearing kind of more common clothes, and they tend to be like, you could almost imagine that them being sort of more certain like roles, like maybe some of them look like they might be dressed like a baker or like a carpenter or something like that. The other ones who are dressed more finely definitely seem to strike you as being more associated with wealth or power or something that might be, important to these kind of cultures.
Okay.
There's
So
definitely, but they don't have the clothing of like, oh, that one's clearly a this. That
But I
one's
could
clearly
like
that.
categorize some of them and say one of these 3 is a miner, one of these is definitively a master. Like,
You can't definitively know.
well, I just mean like, yeah. I guess if we find the miner, we can then say, right, we know it's not those 3.
Yeah,
the
I'd say
rest
that
of
if you
them,
can find
therefore-
one, that might help you, determine
Yeah.
some of the other ones.
How many look like they have common clothes and not like wealthy clothes?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them are wearing about common clothes out of the now remaining 11. So 5 have got either fine clothes. One of them seems to be wearing armor as well.
Okay.
I don't think a weaver, a miner, maybe the master, and maker.
Maker, maybe. I mean, I get the impression that the taker, in this sense, might be Howard. Potentially. I mean, we haven't actually tried anything to do with this
The
platform.
dais, yeah.
Yeah.
The 12 discs around it.
I don't want more gas coming out and choking everyone.
When all 4 keys are quiet and still.
And air's caressed unlocks the will. So there's definitely something about me touching something at some point.
We need to find out their names, and again, their names could be associated with their careers.
Yeah.
So there's no wording here or anything like that.
Can I go over to one of the statues and not touch it, but just have a look at the statue itself and see if there's anything on the statue or the base of the statue, anything at all, the key that has anything.
There's no writing. You can see, very, very beautifully sculpted and written. You can see the different teeth, like the different, amounts of teeth on each key described before. But yeah, nothing really else that stands out. I mean, they're really realistic. Like they almost look like people that you could, converse with, or like they almost look like petrified, like people. But you've seen the golem come to life. You know that they're
We've
not.
messed up one of the children ones, right?
It was a young, kind of like a young man. Maybe not like a child, but like a young man, like a teenager.
There are children here, though. Right?
Yeah, there's some who would look younger and there's some who look older, yeah. There are some who are men, some who are women, some of them look androgynous or like non-binary.
Oh, I see. The first part is we need a person that is from halfling.
Yeah, stone.
heritage.
A child of stone and field. So stone is probably dwarf and field is halfling.
Yeah, so that's you.
That's me.
Do any of them look like a dwarf?
Yeah. There's a bunch of them. There were 6
Yeah,
dwarves
6
and there were
dwarves.
6 halflings. So there's now 5 dwarves and 6 halflings, but
So no, the dwarves would be the miners, probably.
That's typecasting, that is.
Sorry.
But they
There's
did
something
enlist.
about their names. If we
Yeah.
know their names, we know what they do.
Seek their name
So-
to open the door.
How do we find their names?
What are your names?
you are sat in just out loud.
Yes.
Okay.
Does anyone know that in halfling or dwarvish?
I can say it in halfling.
Yeah, say it in halfling.
Okay.
Or dwarf.
After you, Miss Sailor.
Sure, I'll go. I'll say it in Dwarven.
Are you going to say it out loud to all of them, or are you going to go up to an individual statue?
Oh, I'll go up to a dwarf, an individual dwarf.
Sure. Give me a number between 1 and 11, or 1 and 12. Sorry, that isn't 6, because that's destroyed.
Well, I guess not 1 and 12 because it might be a halfling then, right?
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, between 1 and 6. 1 and 12 is easy because then I can track it out. Which statue do you want to go up?
Number 2.
Number 2. Well, 2 is a halfling. You could go 1 and 3.
Kate,
One,
come on.
3.
3. Yeah, you can go up to the 3rd statue. And when you say in Dwarven, what is your name?
What's your name?
The mouth animates.
Oh my god.
And
We
it
literally
says,
just had to talk to them.
ask their name, learn their name. And the statue goes, Pharaoh.
Pharaoh. Pharaoh.
And you speak Dwarven, right?
Yeah.
Does anybody else speak Dwarven? Yeah, so Sentry and Ayla, you both know that Pharaoh means miner in Dwarven.
Okay. Boom! All right.
Nice.
Howard, you talk to the halflings.
All right.
Find out their names.
I'll go around and talk to the halflings.
Okay. Which numbered statue would you like to go to?
Number 2.
So the 2, okay, so out of all of the 12, because I'm not going to do it by halfling, I've got them in a list here. So the second one is a halfling man dressed in armor. His key has 2 bars. And you ask in halfling, what is your name?
Yeet.
Yeah. In halfling, the man says, Milo, which means warrior in
Like that?
halfling.
Okay, warrior.
Okay. Not that one.
So the miner was number 3.
Don't twist his key.
Yes.
Can we, through mitigation of asking everybody,
I
find out
want
the 4?
I want to do
Yeah, I mean, you find out the first statue is called Shira, which means baker. You've learnt 2. You've learnt 3. The 4th statue is of a young dwarven girl with four teeth on the key. Her name is Mivna, which means baker. The 5th is a halfling girl dressed in common clothes with 5 teeth marks called Mavna, which means weaver. I'll just jump ahead because you
5.
want to mind.
So 5 is...
So yeah, so certainly 3 and 5 is miner and then weaver. Number 1.
Well, they might have had a cold. Baker might be maker.
5, 6.
Baker.
Number 9 is a dwarven man dressed in 5 clothes with 9 teeth marks on their key. Their name is Arvos, which means master in dwarven.
Okay, we got a master.
Oh, we have to find the legacy of Aerois.
And then the very last one, number 12, is a halfling man dressed in common clothes with 12 teeth marks on their key. Their name is Valen, which means maker.
Okay.
So in order.
So in order, it's 3, 5, 9, 12.
3, 5, 9, 12. Oh, that is literally miner, master, weaver,
Maker.
maker in order.
No, that's not... Oh, miner is 3.
Right.
Miner,
Master.
so it's 3, 9...
Weaver maker.
Is it maker then?
Weaver maker.
Weaver maker, so 3, 9, 5, 12.
Okay. 3, 9, 5, 12. Just remember that, just in case that's
Their
relevant.
keys once turned will touch the taker. When all 4 keys are quiet and still,
Then
then the caressing.
Okay, so
So I feel like they're gonna move a lot.
something's
Yeah.
going to happen.
they're gonna move.
So we just need to, let's all just stand by one.
Let's stand near Howard, protect Howard.
Well, they're probably going to move towards the taker. They touch the taker.
Oh, and they need to be quiet and still, yes. All right. Well, just in
I
case.
feel like the
I would still like it
platform
if you will protect me, though. I'm
yeah.
going to stand in the middle. If you could form a shield around me, that would be
is the
nice.
dais
So we'll
the
do it in
furthest
the
point
order
from
of
all of
the-
the statues?
Maybe not the furthest point from all of them, no. But it's a very central point because it's right by the door.
I really want to put you on a platform.
I don't want to go on a platform. I'm stand in the middle here.
Okay.
What are you guys do?
Twist number 3.
You're gonna Ayla twists number 3.
I mean,
Oh
hey,
no,
look,
actually, you should twist them. You should twist them.
Okay.
Because you're...
Can you hold me while I twist it?
No, I'll be right near you.
Can you just pick me up and hold me, and then I'll twist it? I'll go and twist. I'll go and twist it.
Okay, just be wary. It might wake up and still attack us. Just don't destroy it.
Let it hurt me.
Okay. So Howard
Howard
is
to
going
number
to turn
3,
the key of number
minor.
3, the third
Yeah.
key. All right. When you do, Howard, you twist it, and there is a pulse of magic. Howard, you begin to hear like a note, like a musical note in your head. You cannot hear anything else. You're deafened to everything else. All you can hear is this like, what? This note, this ringing note.
I guess you turn around.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even hear that. You see their
Well,
mouths
it
moving.
didn't come alive, so that's good.
I'm just covering my mouth because otherwise it's going to be loud. I can't hear it. There's a note in my head. There's
Just say
music.
I am shouting.
I'm shouting. There's music in my head.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't. Your lips are moving,
maybe
but I
move it to
can't
the
hear
next-
anything.
move
What are you
it.
saying?
We just
Your lips keep going. No.
I'm gonna message.
put Howard there.
Howard.
I'll
Can't hear.
Can't
Message
hear.
requires hearing. It's not it's not telepathic
If we
communication.
put Howard in front of the next statue,
take
point.
him to 9 and put him down.
Oh, it's so loud in here.
Oh yeah.
I guess you want me to twist this.
When
I'll
Howard goes
twist
to
this.
turn this key, it doesn't move. Like he
Oh.
goes to try and turn it, but like it won't move when Howard touches
It's not twisted, Miss Ayla.
Have you tried caressing?
it. He can't hear you.
I don't know what you're saying, Master
What's
Quill.
the thing? What's the...
Their keys turned once.
Is there something with the dais? We need to maybe.
turn, she'll touch the taker.
Have you been?
Do we have to turn them all at the same time?
Oh, when all 4 keys are quiet and still, there's a music playing in Howard's head right now.
It's so
Maybe
loud right now. I
We
don't
have
know
to
what you're
wait
saying.
One single tone.
It's
After about 6 seconds, Howard, you take 1 point of psychic damage.
Oh no. Oh, it really hurts. I think my ears are bleeding.
You see like a little bit of blood out of Howard's nose.
Okay,
Howard's nose is bleeding.
wait, maybe untwist it.
No, can I twist 9?
You twist 9.
That's the next one.
That is the master, yes?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the next one.
Same thing happens to Ayla. Ayla, you're hearing, you become deafened to everything, but you hear a musical note in your ear.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Okay, so
yeah,
we've got-
same
okay.
thing, same
All
thing.
right,
I can see that face.
Who wants to do it?
I can do one.
Okay.
5 and 12.
I'll do 5.
Okay, same thing. Deafened. You're hearing a musical note in your ear.
Oh, this is not pleasant.
This is not
So-
good, guys!
Rock, paper, scissors?
Hurry up, guys.
Ayla
1,
and Sentry
2,
take a point of
3,
psychic
boom.
damage.
The longer
1,
you take
2,
to decide.
3, boom. You go.
Okay. I twist the final one.
Yeah,
12.
same thing happens. You become deafened and you... But it's not like it's like you're deafened. It's not because it's so loud that you're deafened. It's like this magical effect deafens you magically, and then all you can hear is this
Just replace
pleasant, like,
with
doo, like different tone.
I think my brain's coming out my nose.
Anything? Anything happening?
Nothing happens.
I'm gonna go.
A point to the platform for Howard.
Can I go stand on the third platform?
On the
dais.
discs, the black and white discs around the dais. Yeah, when you step on it, there is like you step on it, nothing happens for you. Quill, you hear a tone. You hear like a boo.
I heard a boo. Oh, you can't hear me. Okay, wait, who was you?
9.
9. Go stand on.
I'll
You
go and
here.
stand on the 9th.
I'll gesture everyone over to the relevant numbers of discs.
All right. I'll stand on 12.
Yeah. When they stand on the quill, you all hear notes, but nothing seems to happen just yet. Well, every time there is a note, there is a pulse on the dais, though.
Hold on a minute. Can you read out the colors again? And the order?
White, black,
Yep.
white, black.
white, black, white, black, white, black, white, black.
So it's a piano.
It's piano, yeah. I can see it now, yeah.
What is the, so we need to figure out the tone of the piano
Yeah.
we're on.
I mean, there's no way of knowing if the tone you can hear is the same as the one that I can hear, because you can't hear what I can hear, and I can't hear what you can hear.
Might have to work as a team.
I'm going to start singing my note at you.
So, okay, great. Are you proficient in performance, Lucius? Do you have a proficiency in performance or a musical instrument?
I don't have proficiency, and I
tones.
don't know if I...
Absolute tones.
No, that's fine.
Would I not be able to just sing
You
the note?
can try. It's a performance check.
Just a
If you're not trained in music, it's like saying to me, like, sing a C. I'd be like, ah.
Just the note I'm hearing.
Yeah, but like you might not have. I'm tone deaf. I
'cause you-
can't.
but also,
I can't replace a pitch.
Because you're
like,
being deafened and you can't hear yourself.
Yeah, you can't
might
hear
not
yourself.
Be...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you were proficient in it, I'd say you're like if
13.
you were like, okay, that's a C. I
You
can do a C.
you don't know how it feels to sing
13?
that note.
13. Yeah, it's close enough. That Quill hears
I take
Lucius say this
1d4
note.
psychic damage. Okay, wait, hang on. You 3.
Everybody who has a tone, take another point of psychic damage.
I'm
right, Quill.
pointing at the 3 that, other than Lucius, to come off the thing.
Step off.
Is the note that Lucius is howling the same as the one he has stood on?
Yeah, because you wanted to stand on like the number of teeth on the key. You were like that
I'm on my
position
one,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. But then
Okay.
actually no, they're in a circle, so that how would you know where number 1 is? So it's a potluck which one you stood on.
So I mean, if his needs to be higher or lower, I mean, I guess do I need to also make a?
Are you proficient in music?
Am I
or
proficient?
In any musical instruments or
music?
performance?
I am a bird.
He can hear both notes.
I'd give you advantage then. If you don't have any proficiency, I'll let you have advantage on the bird.
Okay, I didn't expect that.
Performance.
Oh, good. The first one was a 1. 16 plus performance.
Okay.
1.
Yeah.
17.
17. If you go around and you like touch each of these white and black discs, they each produce a different tone, and it is exactly like you guessed, like a piano. You can find the
Can I
one
play
that
chopsticks?
matches. Yeah, ding, ding, ding. Yeah, everyone takes a point of psychic damage. No, you can find the one that matches the tone that Lucius is singing. Yes.
Okay, I'll put Lucius on that one, and if someone else sings a note and I recognise
Okay, Lucius steps on it. Nothing happens.
everyone on their relevant notes.
Okay.
I guess, can we use the one that Lucius is on to count around?
That's what I mean, yeah.
Yes, you
to
can.
see?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, you can.
Okay, let's
now
try
that
that
you've
then.
worked it out, you know that Lucius would be on a. Because I can't remember how many
He was
teeth did you
number
have? Did you have 5?
5?
Or were you 9?
That was 5.
You,
12, wasn't it?
12, so it's a G sharp.
oh, you motherfucker.
Keys! It's key!
Key.
You absolute bastard! In the year of 2023, you punned us.
As you have figured this out, the only thing is like you get everybody to stand on their relevant note. I'm not going to make more checks. I want to speed through it so we can wrap up the episode. You get everyone to stand on the individual discs, but nothing changes. You do see that every time somebody steps on one of those discs, the dais has like a pulse of magic.
Their keys turned once shall touch the taker. Undertaker?
But yeah, having them stood on the white and black discs, no change. Even on their correct key.
Turned once.
Can I turn around?
You turn around, nothing happens. The dice is in the middle of the white and black discs.
One shall touch
What
the
if we
taker.
all moved up one?
Move up 1.
So if we all
No change.
go up.
Move down 1.
Move down 1, no change. Everyone take a point of psychic damage if you have the same.
Can we touch each other
You can.
where we're
Well, I
we're
mean-
stood?
Lucius is 12.
Some of them, no.
No.
Yeah, based on your positions, no.
Touch the taker. The keys turned once, you'll touch the taker. I mean, it doesn't.
Does the dice move?
Yeah, there's Quill with his high perception. When you touch that tone, there's a pulse. It vibrates.
I mean,
Stand on it.
I'll stand on the platform.
You stand on the platform. It's only when you touch the disc that it pulses and vibrates. When you touch the different note keys.
The dais, I mean.
Yeah, you stand on the dais, nothing.
Even if we all step off and step on them at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to stand on the dais, get everyone off it, and then I'm just going to do one by one and just do it like a scale. Like starting with lowest to highest and then just hear what that...
So you're on the dais, and then you have them stand on the white and black, the relevant note disc.
But not all at the same time.
No, but not all at
just
the same
like
time.
one off, and I'm trying to figure out if I
at
can
the same
hear like a song or a tune or something out of these individual notes.
Not really, they're just different notes. It's not like a tone or anything like that.
And does it twist when you're on it?
When all 4 keys are quiet and still.
And Aeris' caress unlocks the will.
So
And you try a bunch of stuff.
when we get
Okay.
off of it and it's
Even though-
quiet and still.
Even though Howard can hear the tone, it doesn't necessarily mean they have to be the one to identify the note. So I'm going to direct Howard to stand on the dais, and then I'll stand on their platform.
Howard, you no longer hear the tone, and the disc vibrates, and that pulse seems to reverberate, and you see the door shudder for a second. Howard, you can now hear normally, and the tone goes.
Ooh, that's nice.
What's nice? Wait, you can hear me?
I can.
Lucius? I'm pointing at Lucius. Stand on the dais.
And it was like when you stood on the dais, as soon as Quill touched that thing, it was like that you felt like a vibration through your body, and then the sound stopped, like as if it was something.
It was lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to remove the sound from everyone's heads by putting them on the dais and then standing on their thing. Okay.
Oh,
Lucius,
okay.
there you go.
Yeah.
Baylor, get on, and then individually
Do all of
play
that?
their notes.
Bing, bing, bing. Once all 4 have been done,
Bing, bing,
all of you
bing,
can
bing,
now
bing.
hear again. The door begins to open, and that's where we'll end the episode.
Oh, we solved the puzzle!
We solved the puzzle not by dispelling it.
I mean, you could have, if you know.
There was
could have
probably
tried some
a
magic,
solution
you
to the
probably could have
lanterns.
just been like, great restoration. Maybe. But hey, that is going to be it for this part. Thanks
that's
very
so
much
satisfying.
for joining us. We'll see you next week for more High Rollers D&D. Until then, take care. We love you. Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye. So fucking smart.